Howdy hey, and welcome to Mad Cook Streaming, the only stream where I play video games and you watch them. Yeah, so
Good to be the king.
we're doing another late night stream, and I'm gonna be co-oping this with Brandon from Maximum Panic. That guy just hit me. It's uncalled for. Hey, look, 2 new viewers. Welcome to the show, guys. I'm reconfiguring my windows so I can see if anybody's watching on Twitch. Hey, one watcher on Twitch. Welcome to the show, watcher on Twitch. Now back to the game. I'm gonna go find damn it! I'm gonna go find a plastic surgeon to make my character's face look like Sean. Oh, Mr. Kill Everything thought he was going to sleep, but he was wrong. Sleep is for the weak. Speaking of sleep, Mr. Kill Everything, I'm going to be passing through Flagstaff again probably here in a couple weeks. But it's going to be the middle of the day this time. That's what I was trying to do. Those ladies are scissoring. I'm pretty sure that's what scissoring is. When you fling your legs around in a crazy manner like that. Look, they're kicking each other the shit out of each other. Stupid lesbians.
Just miss me with that.
There we go. That's what I was trying to do. Trying to catch their car on fire. Yeah, I'll hit you up, Mr. Kill Everything.
Yeah, sorry.
Alright, so we're gonna make this guy look a little more like Sean. Let me pull up a Sean photo. You just search for Sean the Audio Engineer and boom, he pops right up. What's up, Cookstein? Hey, Ty Wyatt. What's up, buddy? Felix 1942 says, "What's up, Mad Cooks?" Hey, Felix. Hey, I'm making this guy look a little bit more like Sean. At least I'm trying to. Eye color. What color eyes does Sean have? I think brown. Microphone isn't working, or you aren't talking at all. I'm not talking in it. What's the word? Intermittently. Concentrating on this picture of Sean. It's giving me a real big boner. Do. Sean has good lobes for business. That's what we're looking at there. He's gotta make sure he's got good business lobes. His cheekbones are actually pretty close. Who's George? George Snoz? Yeah, George Snoz, man. George's Mad Cooks' his given name. I wish I recall Mad Cooks by the name George. Yeah. Who are you playing co-op with? I'm going to be playing with Brandon of Maximum Panic, the guy that does the pixel art for the show. He's getting his stuff set up, so I figured I'd work on getting this right. Sorry about that, guys. Who hobbies are anime, origami, feminism, and discreet masturbation? Do you have a place I could gift you games on Steam? Yeah, my Steam username is MadCucks. You can just shoot me a friend request and I'll accept it at some point. Usually by the end of the stream. Welcome the two Twitch users, watchers, whatever. This is what Sean would look like if he was like a battle warrior. Why the late night stream? Cause I just got home from seeing my mom. Cause today's actually my birthday. So I went to see my mom today today as in it's after midnight for me, it's my birthday. So I went and saw my mom yesterday, Sunday, because I'm not gonna get to see her on Mother's Day. So went to go spend some time with her. And then I came home late. Wanted to wind down with some video games. I figured I'd just play some, let you guys watch. I need to find a picture of Sean not smiling now. I feel like there was a Reddit thread that had a photo of him just the other day. Or am I losing my mind? Thanks, Mr. Kill Everything. I'm 48. It's my age now. It's not true at all. Here's the other fun thing. When Brandon gets in here, I'm probably gonna drop the voice. So I'm gonna make these private moving forward. I'm gonna be seeing my mom for Mother's Day, nor my birthday. Hey, sorry, Mama Kill Everything. Happy 1 year closer to Death Day. Yeah, that's true. Maddox is 21 in Mad Buck's ears. He doesn't deserve the voice. We should all give Mad Cook some Mad Bucks for his birthday. Yeah, then I could buy all the bonus episodes and never listen to them. I feel like that looks pretty good. Hold on, I'm gonna pull up a photo of Sean real quick. So, in case you guys are wondering, the Guardians of the Galaxy 2 soundtrack's pretty sweet, pretty dope. Schwartz here is brown, not black. Yeah, this one. You're gonna get Cool Sean to be the audio engineer? For what? For this stream? Is that what you're saying? So here's the boo boo doo 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 boo doo boo doo. And I feel like that's pretty close. He does have brown hair. Unfortunately, Saints Row doesn't give you great hair options. Hold on, let me back up here. Oh, that's what I'm looking for. Like, that seems very red. Is that just me? Did that look really red? We're working on getting a new audio engineer for Mad Cooks vs. Existence. There's this, but this one seems a little too light. This is what Sean would look like with a mustache.
as I'm having fun.
How come you can't buy stock in
So much chaos.
Just let's pretend when I was a child, who the fuck is the police chief, and how do I get him on paper?
Oh. Hey, hey, good to see you. You go, yeah. Right on.
Here we go. Head nod. That's his compliment. An affirmative nod for you guys.
Where'd I go? Hey, hey. How pathetic.
There we go. That was weird. Hey, looks like Brandon's here.
What's up, guys? How's it going?
Hey, welcome, welcome. Are you watching the stream? Did you see my new Sean face?
I'm just about to get in.
I think that looks pretty good. We'll go with that for now.
I tried making like I possibly could on Saints Row 4, and the closer there's like this asymptotic line, to use Dick's own terminology. It's like you try to get closer and closer, and you just can't get there. The engine just won't support his unconventional facial features. Nobody looks like Dick. There's one thing he can say. I mean, I'm not saying he's a bad-looking guy. He does, pretty much. He's very unique.
Make sure his personality has lots of zingers. I made a. He's got.
Right on.
He does the affirmative nod now. That's his compliment.
All right, I'm gonna boot up my software here in a second. I was tempted to move to Saints Row 4, but you know what I mean? It's still worth playing this one.
This one's definitely fun still. There, I turned my overall volume down, so hopefully that fixes it. If not, let me know, Mr. Kill Everything.
I'll beat your ass down.
I totally turned this game on and just left it on while I was at work the other day and just let it collect money all day.
Down my volume a little bit. All right, I chopped it to 75%. Was watching the last stream. Yeah, Mr. Kill Everything, that's not my fault, because last time Mad Cuck's audio setup had me really quiet, so I bumped up my audio to compensate.
Ah, yeah.
Different.
And then this time I changed my audio so everything would be louder and more equal. Saints Row 2 is your favorite. Felix 1942. I like Saints Row 2. It was a lot more like the GTA games.
is the real deal.
Was your what's been going on with both of us since we last streamed? What have you been doing?
Ready for an old steel.
So when was that? Friday night we streamed. Saturday I had a show, and then that show closed, my 15th since January 1st, and we struck that. And then today I went out to see my mom for an early Mother's Day, since I'm going to be moving on actual Mother's Day. Oh.
That's how we greet each other in real life. You know, we see each other passing down the road. We just peel out in the middle of the road, get out.
For everybody who doesn't remember, this is what the team looks like. Dick and Sean. I think Sean turned out pretty good. Pretty close, as close as you can get.
Yeah, the shirt's on point. Included Sean in the next episode thumbnail, so you'll see him.
Yeah, what have you been up to the last couple of days?
Doing much of anything. I've been working really hard on the thumbnail. I wanted to make this one because I had a really good idea for it. A lot of hours into it. I like how it turned out. We'll see if anybody else likes it.
There'll always be somebody who shits on it. Just, I don't know, for the sake of it. Seems like the Dick Show fan base kind of just tends to shit on stuff.
Everybody's really nice to me.
Not that it's unwarranted by any means.
As different personality types, me, I don't give a shit about. Like, negative comments don't upset me. Everybody's different. Like, if somebody like says something bad about my art, I don't take it personally because it's something I can fix, you know.
Yeah, with enough.
It's like, oh, well, it's good criticism, right? Because it's either right or wrong. And if they're wrong, then I'm just like, well, I disagree, and then that's the end of it. Like one time, somebody said somebody said, you made Dick look like a black person, and I was like,
that's racist.
Yeah, it's just like I don't really know how to help you there, because I think that's just, you know, maybe your eyes are playing tricks on you.
Why did that guy just get out of his fucking car on the highway?
Okay.
What the fuck is the matter with you?
That's illegal, by the way. You can't do that in real life. You'll get in trouble with the cops. Like if they see you just like pull out into the road, you'll get arrested. That's the exact reason why.
That's one. So
but yeah, negative comments are not that big of a deal.
Yeah.
The only way somebody can get me is if figured out how to attack my character in a way that sticks. Then I get like the butterflies in my stomach. I start to panic. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. I actually
The
got
way
some.
you get me. But if you call me a fucking name, I don't care. It's like, oh, you don't know enough about me. But it's like if I fuck up, then it's like, all right, then you really got me. So you gotta do a little bit more detective work if you really want to get me on things. But just fucking names. I'm sorry, I've got too much experience with that shit. It's just numb to me at this point. If I'm being an asshole and you call me out on it and you're right, then that'll hurt my feelings.
Yeah.
Hey, Zemos.
It's like, don't wake the bitches. It sucks that I hate cutscenes because this game does have good writing.
Yeah, the 4 I think has better writing. It has a better overall story. This one is just kind of a bunch of stuff. These missions right here are just introducing you to gameplay that's available. Like open world gameplay that becomes available after these missions. So this one snatches a thing where you go around and you recruit hoes and then you drive them back to your place. And they, I don't know, I guess they go have sex for money for you.
The idea of hoe recruitment. I guess if there's like this theoretical society that they're talking about where like, you know, all sex workers are legal. You know, there would be like a hoe recruitment.
Well, you just gotta go kill their pimps.
Yeah, I don't. I was trying to lift you up, but it kept glitching.
I'm so ready for a change.
And then we take the hose back to the...
Is it just me, or is it hard to tell who's friend or foe in this game sometimes?
It's sometimes hard to tell who's friend and foe.
Is this really necessary?
Like an old lady will like throw her walker away and then pull out a gun and just start pelting you, and she's off screen, and you just realize, oh wait, that's a threat. Chris McLean says, these are amusing. The bonus at Colin was top tier. Could not have predicted that. It sounds sarcastic.
It does kind of sound sarcastic. I'm not sure if he means that or not.
Are you being a sarcasmo? I really hope I made that up just now. I probably didn't. Pull like a
Men in Black.
what movie? Yeah, I was just gonna say Men in Black.
What the fuck? I'm not seeing the option to share your Twitch stream so that it streams off of my channel. I don't even know how Twitch works, man. I just finally found out that if I would just fucking... I'd been trying all kinds of ways to stream to both YouTube and Twitch at the same time. No, you need to get back in the car. We got other shit to do, man. I was trying to figure out ways to stream to Twitch and YouTube at the same time, and then I finally just found out that if I just paid $15, I could do it. Like, well, now I look like a huge asshole because I kept telling people it was really hard.
Did you see the dirty window with the windshield wiper swoosh on the back of that truck?
I think it's a good idea.
Little realistic details like that. Oh, I got ripped out of my car.
Still got it.
It's our pit mobile.
Yeah, hop in. I've got the hose. Oh shit! Now I got ripped out of the car. You bastard cop.
Last time when we had that like Chinese fire drill moment
Yeah.
on the bridge.
Get in the goddamn car.
Helicopter. I don't know if you know.
Damn.
Controls are all fucked up.
Oh, there we go.
Maybe.
Yeah, through XSplit.
Oh wait. Switch to the other one.
Through XSplit, apparently, if you have a license, you can stream to multiple platforms at the same time. So I finally got a license.
I got my people out watching the
But people were telling me that it was like a lot harder than
where
that.
the bitches are.
You got someplace I can stash them?
Sure do. You just bring them on by after you grab them.
Don't tell me what to do, auto-tune man.
I'm amazed that you can have the game audio, including voice, and also stream.
Like the fact that I can handle that much data.
Yeah, in your head.
Oh, yeah.
The girls are safe now.
I can just kind
Yeah,
of
I guess
tune
that's
the
what
game
Let's
out a
Players
little bit.
do.
Let's get this party
Get in the car, hose. And Dick
That
Masterson.
can't be good for this car.
What a tragedy.
I kind of like miss the good old days where you just teleported into a vehicle. Like this whole like having to path around the hood.
Really necessary.
Yeah.
Like
Well, when
I don't know
you're
if that's really an improvement.
as the player, if you're running, you like jump into the car Bo Duke style, and you actually get it's a move that earns you points called a Bo Dukin.
Was that breakable?
computer vehicles, like the little red, like alien vehicles in the fourth one, and you just like teleport into them, and I'm like, oh, that feels so much better.
Yeah, those are pretty cool.
What a tragedy.
Oh, you just gonna run?
The hardcore difficulty actually is very difficult.
It is very, very difficult.
Much harder than this game. This hardcore difficulty feels like normal from any other game.
Normally when I'm streaming, I play on easy because my concentration's so broken that I will fuck up very simple things.
Plus, it's not always enjoyable to have to watch somebody repeat the same thing over and over and over again.
Yeah.
Why are they still behind us?
Get funny.
Chris McLean said it's not every day that someone drops the "I tried to commit suicide" line. So I mean, I guess it was very unique. It was a very unique experience. The bonus episode 8. Not something you'd really see in a lot of podcasts.
What'd you get that for?
Love to win.
Yeah, that was a strange one. The follow-up one, that was the Apology podcast,
That was great.
was really good.
Yeah, it almost made episode 8 worth it.
Episode 8, I can't even remember if I did the thumbnail for that one.
Yeah, you did, because it was the one with Dick on the sofa, and you put my face on the Maddox shirt.
No, I'm talking about the one with Frank the Tank calling in.
Oh, I don't remember.
The thumbnail for that one.
That bonus episode, the one where Dick goes to the police station and talks about what happened.
Hey, baby, maybe you can help me out.
Baby,
I need some help getting my trade going, getting the word out.
I'm not standing on a corner flicking cars if that's what you're thinking.
I got people to do that for you. Just need help delivering the advertisements to them.
I mean, I guess.
Good, meet me and we can roll these out.
Hop on.
What vehicle are we doing?
I got the Widowmaker. I'm already outside the garage.
Sorry, I accidentally, I wanted to look at all the vehicles. Nice little...
Yeah. It's pretty great. Okay.
Alright, good start. We're just embarking on our epic Vespa journey and instantly clip a car.
This is probably the best idea we've had so far on this stream, to put two big men on a Vespa. Try and jump Snake River Canyon.
Vespas always get, like... To people that aren't, like, familiar with scooters, see Vespa as, like, a goofy little vehicle. They are the top of the line scooter in the world. They are completely fitted with just the
How does
best
this work?
Of everything.
or like if you're like a standard scooter mechanic, like if you're working on like Chinese scooters and Japanese scooters and stuff like that, you won't even know how to work on a Vespa because everything's different.
Mr. Kill Everything said, "Are you gonna read the letter from George to 80s Girl?" I haven't heard anything about it yet, so maybe.
What is the deal with that?
With the
Did he just
letter?
forget? I mean, at this point, I'm pretty much willing to believe that it slipped his mind.
to read it or to talk to me about it?
To talk about it on the show.
Oh, I assume he's got like special plans for it. Like it's gonna be one of those punishments if someone goes fucky.
It's a good idea.
All right, get in the car.
That is a very good idea.
Because that's what I would do. It's like it's there now, looming like an axe above your head. You know, be on your best behavior, or you're gonna get fucked. I mean, there's a possibility that he'd have me read it to record, just so that when it happens, it's like a double joke.
Yeah, it should be like deployed like instantaneously. You know.
Yeah, like there's a Twitter comment, and within 35 minutes, this audio gets leaked on, posted on YouTube, making him look like a real asshole.
I don't think he's gonna do it right now though. So on my 5-minute podcast this month, Asterios actually told me that he is pretty sure that the reason
I am the greatest.
cast media trolls haven't been doing fucky shit lately is because his book is coming out, and they want to make sure that there's no recent news of like doxing and other bullshit stuff associated with him. And he doesn't know that for sure, but that's his theory, and it's like, I'm pretty sure that's it. Google Maddox, and then just see all. Oh my god, the way I fell, I'm like doing like knuckle push-ups. Do you see that?
You need to upgrade your revive timer.
Do that next time.
I don't remember where it is. It's somewhere in
Getting in the car. Getting in the car.
Or somewhere in your upgrades.
Blues Brothers. Big pile of cop cars.
Yeah, I left him a little gift as we drove away. Mad Cook's killing all the Vampire Masquerade cosplayers. No, I think that theory makes a lot of sense. You definitely don't want to like create your own bad publicity when your book's coming out.
Sure told them. They're like, what the fuck is this shit you're doing right now? Because there comes a point where you have to objectively look at his, you know, online footprint and what's going on with him lately, and it's like, you need to do better. This shit is not cutting it. And you're not gaining fans at the rate that you're losing them.
Yeah, you're not gaining fans at all. Oh shit, I'm down.
I got the upgrade that lets me revive you faster.
All in, fall in, guys.
Getting into Car Simulator.
There should be a mechanic. I want to play a video game where there's a mechanic where you have to call shotgun. Like, press Y to call shotgun. Press R to open the door.
Yeah, but the problem is they will do that. It'll be like an online game, and then it won't work, and then they'll be like, well, we got a bunch of negative feedback about the shotgun system. How can we fix it? And then they're gonna like release a patch note that says we're rolling out a new shotgun system where it'll be a dice roll where everybody will roll for shotgun. If you have dragon, if you have dragon points, you can spend them to override the shotgun, and then it just becomes stupid, and then you just play a different game. I see a lot of like video game creators, YouTube content creators, like people listening to shitty criticism and then being like, all right, we're gonna do that, and it's like, no, don't listen to those people, they're idiots. You know.
Yeah.
Blizzard has been doing for like 10 years. Like even in the latest Dick Show episode, he was talking about how everybody was really mad about his Bill Nye rant. I mean, that's like one of the best things he's ever done.
Oh, that Bill Nye rant was great.
Yeah, and he said that he pissed off a bunch of people, and he's like, I don't know, I don't want to piss people off. And
who in his fan base got pissed off? Cucks?
I looked on the Reddit, I couldn't find anything. He must have gotten emails or something. Yeah. Apparently, Waterboy's mom is calling in next week.
I saw that she was on the IRC. That seems kind of outside of the purview of the show.
It's dorky. It's corny to have your mom call in.
Yeah. Like, I wouldn't have my mom call in for a multitude of reasons.
I mean, unless your mom's like a comedian or like a, I don't know, in entertainment some way. Like, I don't know. It's just,
Yeah, I could see having
Wrong,
my
but-
dad call in because he's a kind of funny guy and he's an entertainer musician, but even that seems silly. I think when I launch my solo Mad Cucks podcast, I'm going to have him on as the Father's Day episode. Oh, Waterboy's mom was apparently upset about the Bill Nye rant. Tell Waterboy's mom to suck a dick.
Keep the cameras away, please. She's just a
What the fuck? Find the special spot and hit it. What the fuck? Now I can't move? It didn't make
Oh
any
shit!
sense.
I got out of the car. I thought you. I don't. Man.
Okay, this is what happened on my screen. I had a little circle and it said find the special spot and hit it.
Maybe you're supposed to line something up.
I don't know what the fuck that was.
I think you're supposed to be pleasuring the client in the back seat. Because this mission is you pick up a client and a prostitute and you take them to go have sex with each other. So I think you're fucking the person in the back seat. This is a perfect Sean wingmanning. Letting Dick do his shit in the back seat.
They pick now to collect. I hope you've done
Evade the IRS. Yeah, no problem there. Speaking of reasons why I would not have my mom call into the show, my mom told me today that she decided not to pay taxes this year because Trump was elected. I was just like, oh, I'm sure that's not going to blow up in your face.
Is she on the left side of the
she's
file?
very, very far left, yeah.
I bet we can make a better ending.
I like how I think people have that fantasy of, because I've had that fantasy before.
A woman just tastes sweeter.
This is why zombie apocalypses are popular, because it's like that fantasy of like, oh hey, the government doesn't exist anymore. You can all just go home. You don't have to go to work today. You know, if you're like a government employee or something like that, or you know what I mean?
Even just
Like,
as a normal person, like, oh, you don't have to obey the laws of any kind. Just do whatever you want.
the U.S. just got annexed, so you don't have to pay your taxes. Or because Fight Club, the events of Fight Club happened.
Always worth
See, and
the
I
time
think a lot of people have made shitty decisions thinking they're in that world, and they're not.
Yep.
That was a
weird mission. It's more fun as the driver because all you do is drive around.
these people. All of these notifications after missions.
They take way too fucking long.
Not a fan. If it was like one.
It did just displayed
Now
all
that
the
you're back
info.
in business, we can focus on the Morning Star.
No, I think there should be less things that you unlock.
No time.
Because it kind of devalues the things I'm unlocking. Because it's like, oh, I did a thing and I unlocked 50 million things and you just stop paying attention. Then you just kind of take everything for granted.
Fine.
Yeah,
You're
no,
not really-
that's a really good point.
It's kind of like in Diablo, you're constantly collecting to it.
Mr. Kill
Finding
Everything.
a magic store doesn't.
Mr. Kill Everything said, "Okay, I figured it out. I do not have permission to host you. How do you get permission to host me?"
Why don't you ask your mom?
My mom knows less about technology than I do. That card came out of nowhere.
Dude, nice park job. Holy shit.
That is what?
That's how I roll. Oh, we're in this place.
That's another moment for the highlight reel right there.
Yeah, so we're We're really only streaming this so we can then take the video and edit it into a highlight reel of all the like really funny, goofy moments that you get out of this gameplay playthrough. Because they've been some very funny ones. Hey, look, there it is. Anybody who didn't watch the last one, we got on that Vespa and we then jumped a canyon thing and totally fucking bit the dust. It's hilarious.
There were plenty of good moments. There's also the black hole wormhole.
Whoa, whoa, what did I do?
A party? We're throwing a fucking party now.
Party? I didn't... Shh. Here's...
What the?
I'm gonna kill him.
What the
Hold on,
fuck?
Shelby. You're not killing
Probably want to hop out of
Pierce.
the car right
Taking
now.
his side?
I'm not doing anything. Not until I talk to him. All right?
Fine. I'll see you at the penthouse.
I like how that guy just got out. Like, when you live in you know, this city, you know the drill. Just get out. Would it be funny if there was like a city where everybody played by the player's rules? So if somebody gets their car jacked, they just go and jack another car. And then just go home. You know, it's the end of the workday.
Someone, I read, someone described a video game like that where you, every choice you make has consequences. So like you play the first half of the game, god damn it, as just a citizen like doing stuff. And then the city learns how you do stuff, and so you play the second half of the game as like an emergency responder in this city where you have basically taught everyone that it's totally okay to steal everyone else's cars and just shoot at like women in the street. And so now you're like an EMT and you're having to go around and rescue people from their own stupidity. That'd be funny.
Yeah, I kind of see where you're coming for that. Like, you're not like you're playing in a universe where there is an insane person on the loose in the city just playing like anybody plays GTA.
Yeah,
And you're the NPC trying to stop them.
that would be really fun.
That might be a funny concept if you execute it well.
And you get heavily penalized for, you know, you can't, like, for instance, I drive on the sidewalks a lot. You would get yelled at for driving on sidewalks.
That could almost be like a real-time strategy game where you're like deploying police forces to stop this guy who's using cheat codes and he's like summoning tanks out of nowhere.
Looks like someone
You shouldn't have been captured.
I can't believe you think this is funny.
See, this is this game where it's like you're always getting shot at by strippers, but some of them are good.
And some of them are good strippers, and some of them are bad strippers.
It's really hard to tell the difference all the time.
You know who you're fucking with?
I mean, call me an old fogey, but I remember the good old days of GoldenEye where everybody that wasn't a main character that was established by the plot was
a
bad.
bad
And you
guy.
Yeah.
Just shoot at
It's-
anything that moves.
Everybody is a bad guy except for Natalia, and that's it.
And she's a bad guy in her own right because you're always having to fucking walk her places like a goddamn dog.
Over there! I see
Do you like GoldenEye the movie?
I do. It was my favorite. Oh shit, we gotta revive some homie. What homie?
He's up on the fucking second floor. Jesus Christ. I got him. No, you got him too.
Damn. Now I need to be revived. Thanks,
Here's
shithead.
where'd you get these hoes?
I got you.
This is all from Z's Black.
Yeah, GoldenEye's actually my favorite Bond film.
You got a funny way of showing
And
it.
Yeah, when I was a kid, it was my favorite one to
Your
watch.
party, you tell me.
That one and Goldfinger were I think my top two. I think Goldfinger's still my favorite now.
Cut it. This just gets better and better.
do you like the Daniel Craig Bond films at all?
I go back and forth on them.
I like Casino Royale a whole heck of a lot. Not bad, but it was just boring. there was for some reason I just stopped caring about anything that was going on in that movie.
Yeah, it's definitely a slow movie. I'm down. Yeah, Casino Royale was pretty good. Quantum of Solace was mediocre.
Fall is amazing. I still need to watch it.
Skyfall is incredible. I actually won tickets to see that in pre-screening as a good contest.
What I heard is Skyfall like fucks with the Bond formula and it actually does different shit that no Bond film has ever done. Like it explores themes that they've never done before. That's what I read. I don't know if it's true or not.
I don't know. I can't say. But then Spectre, which I was so hopeful because Skyfall was so good. I was so hopeful that Spectre would be good. But Spectre was Casino Royale was kind of boring because it was like just a dull premise. That's right. Kind of. But Spectre is boring, and they're like doing car chases and shit. And by the time we get to the end of the movie, and the guy's like, "I am Ernst Stavro Blofeld," you're just like, "Okay, that's cool." I'm tired of tripping over bodies.
That shit's downstairs.
There's a real art to the chase, and there's some movies where there's a chase and you really give a shit about what's going on. Like for example, Minority Report is one of the best chase movies I've ever seen.
Yes.
But every year I watch that movie again, and it still excites me. Like, you get chased by cars, and like, oh, that was a cool stunt, but I don't know what it is about that movie that makes me really care about what he's running away from. You feel scared for him, you know, like.
Yeah, there's suspense in that movie. I love the fight in the car making factory, and he's like kicking those dudes off while
rad like wind up sound blast guns.
Yeah. That just like they're non-lethal, so they just knock you on your ass. That's a really cool concept. I like the concept vehicles in that movie. That movie is actually shows the future of lighting technology. Because our light boards put this artificial layer of abstraction between us and the image that we're crafting on stage. And so in the future, lighting consoles are going to be controlled via like a pane of glass like they are in Minority Report. So you're looking directly at the stage and manipulating objects on the stage, your lighting instruments on the stage as you see them.
Yeah, I mean, I want that interface. I want to put on a glove, and I want to control a computer with hand gestures. Did I die?
I have no idea what just happened. Apparently, we made it.
They came highly recommended.
And I completed. That's the best thing in any video game is like you're dead. Mission complete.
Yeah. Yeah, well, lighting technology is going to need to make a huge leap forward here in the next few years, because it just doesn't. It doesn't work the way that it should work to do art, and we're moving away from lighting as a technical aspect into more of an artistic aspect.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah. So that's what I think that we're going to start. What I think we're going to see is like basically a pane of glass, and you'll be able to look at this is my high side light. Let me turn that on. You'll grab it and you'll like turn it on. Upgrading my character.
So the one thing about you being, in the theater is when you first told me, I'm like, oh, I know about theater majors.
What did you know about
I
theater
have
majors?
a lot of experience with theater. Well, I dated one for a while, and I met all her friends, and there. It's if Tumblr was like a real group of people.
They'd be theater majors.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty outside of the mainstream when it comes to theater people. It's like I'm on an what's the I'm on it's I almost feel like I'm on an opposite wavelength from them. So instead of it, we're doing the same thing, but I'm the
Everything
exact
all right?
opposite of what they're
I wouldn't
doing.
need help, would I? The boxes are too heavy.
Boxes? What boxes?
I'm moving stuff into my place. There are
I don't know. Like
boxes,
it
some
was
which you
weird
had
because
for
when I
me.
met that, because I always
need
I had
help.
like this vision in my head. I was like, okay, what is someone who's in theater? It's like obviously they're like they're into acting and if they're into musical theater, they're probably like like Stephen Sondheim musicals and like
Yeah.
fucking furries and shit. It's like it's not what you're expecting. I bet you anything what I'm saying is really specific to my experience and probably not indicative of anything whatsoever. So you can safely disregard it if you disagree.
No, I pretty much totally agree. I find that I can't stand a lot of people that are in my I can't stand people that are in my major. They just drive me fucking crazy.
I'm in the cockpit.
Okay, so I set this to like auto hosting or something.
I've got the same glitch that I had last time. The jet is like horribly damaged on my screen.
That's weird.
And it's like smoking like it's gonna explode. Intact on mine this time.
All right. Well, I'll just come back to this. Yeah. So a lot of the theater majors, especially the acting majors, design majors are a lot different, but acting majors are just giant cucks, and I find it really hard to tolerate being around them for any extended period of time.
How would you describe like the typical person? Like, what are they like?
They're fake. It's really hard to get a read on most acting majors because they are always on. So instead of like for instance there's the Mad Cucks persona and then there's me. But with the theater major, they are putting this facade on of who they are. And sometimes it's a good person, sometimes it's like a bad person, but it's never like you never really get in that far to see who they actually are inside. And I think a lot of them kind of they have this pseudo intellectual ism to them where they're quasi well read because they read a lot of classic works and things like that, but like that's kind of meaningless when you really think about it. Because all you're reading are plays. You don't know anything about like real stuff. Like you don't know anything about having a job.
Would want to live it up a little more.
Right.
Not really.
And there's people that read Shakespeare that it's just they're just rote going through it,
Yeah.
but they don't understand any of it.
Mr. Kill Everything. Yeah, I went in and
Gibberish, basically.
goofed with some settings, so that might have fixed it. Yeah, I think you and I had a discussion about how.
So what's the point here?
I power level your cycle to be able to blow past any security block the Decker users put up.
Meaning what? I just drive
Shakespeare's a
into
Pretty
scam.
much, yeah.
things? Sounds simple enough.
That nobody actually likes Shakespeare. We only do it because we think we should. And I totally agree because I personally hate Shakespeare because it's all too long.
I don't think. Well, here's the thing. Like,
You ever driven a motorcycle before?
I'm not gonna say
Of course.
Shakespeare's bad.
You couldn't tell.
Gee, thanks.
I'll admit that right out. But to say it's the greatest works that have ever been made and no one's ever gonna top it. Like it's always said, like, well, you can't beat Shakespeare.
Yeah, that's true. I will say that I don't think
Say it again.
anybody likes
That'll
it.
hit the most users.
I think they all kind of
See?
like
so bad.
brainwash themselves into thinking it's cool.
Well, the problem is not everything's timeless. It's just a word that we use, but nothing's timeless. Everything has an expiration date. On a long enough timeline, everything that we like right now is going to be completely alien to a future generation.
Yeah.
And it's not going to mean anything to them.
35,000 feet.
Well, I also think that a lot of Shakespeare's stories have been retold in ways that's more interesting. Like, you know, for instance, the movie Roxanne with Steve Martin.
For me to get at the Deckers, you need to disrupt one of their shell companies.
Anyone in particular?
Cyrano de Bergerac, which is a post-romantic era play written in the romantic style. But Roxanne is like heads and shoulders a better story than the original.
Sinister organization keep making money.
You put it in a context that we can understand culturally now.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Like the formula is interesting, the plot is interesting, but the way that it's executed is no longer interesting or relevant.
I think totally sold on this idea, but I have suspicions every once in a while that I think art has been on a learning curve, and we've been getting better and better at it as time goes on. Because if you look at, I've spent a lot of my life watching like really old movies and like black and white stuff, and there's a difference in quality. I mean, it's not bad, but I kind of feel like we're refining the process of making movies as we went along.
Yeah.
And we got better and better. Because there's nothing in that era that's going to top stuff. I mean, I keep wanting to reach for Quentin Tarantino movies, but I know you don't like them, so I don't want to say that. But
well, I mean, he has a visual style. I mean, they've never appealed to me. But
that's fine.
I understand.
What would you say is like a classic of like maybe like the 80s and the 90s? I would say Raging Bull is probably like a movie that's just perfect in every way.
Yeah.
This never gets old.
I mean, the first Back to the Future movie is a pretty perfect movie as far as the way that the story kind of comes together.
Yeah, in my opinion.
Go ahead.
Just salt in the earth.
Anywhere near that level of quality, like back in like the 40s and 50s, like when film was first starting out.
I think that Christopher Nolan is like the next Orson Welles. Like his name and his movies are gonna kind of ring out for a long time. Generations from now, they'll be studying his films and to like see. Which I'm super thrilled about because that means Batman is going to live on.
This never gets
It's interesting.
old.
So you liked Interstellar?
I loved Interstellar.
Not bad, but I think Martian is better. The Martian.
I don't think the Interstellar is his best movie by any means, but I do think that it's a good movie.
It's good. I mean, it's definitely cool.
And I think I agree. I think the Martian was better.
So much for that.
It was pretty good.
So I think Interstellar is good, but I made the mistake of, because I rented The Martian and I watched it, and like after it was over, like I was still awake and I'm like, I want another movie exactly like this. So I'm like, okay, Interstellar, because I hadn't seen it yet, and then that kind of tainted it because maybe Martian had put me in a mood for a certain kind of movie. But then I watched Interstellar again and I liked it more the second time.
I think Memento is that's another movie that you can never make a movie as good as Memento.
I'll tell you what, man. When it comes to like perfect action films, like I would say like Die Hard is a perfect action film.
Oh, Die Hard is a perfect action film. I
would
agree
put
with that.
I could have like a whole 2-hour podcast on that movie if we wanted to. I love that movie.
That and then Die Hard 3 is just as good as the original. Die Hard 2 is meh, but Die Hard 3 is fucking great.
Die Hard 3 is great. It's really underrated.
Yeah, it is.
It's such a fun film.
It has.
It was never meant to be a Die Hard film. Did you know that?
That's neither was the original Die Hard.
Yeah.
It was written as something else first. all the good Die Hard
I
movies.
thought you were making a joke.
No, it was written as something else, and then it.
Die Hard film was never meant to be a Die Hard. It was the first Die Hard film was never originally meant to be a part of the Die Hard franchise.
And then they took the script that had been written for something else and just added John McClane for Die Hard 3. But Die Hard 2 was written as a Die Hard sequel, and that's why it's just like the original.
I was saying about perfect action films. I think The Dark Knight
No one can
is
beat me. I can live with that.
it's fabulous. It's such a good movie. It's the best paced movie I've ever seen.
Yeah, they kind of
Because you can feel the good pacing as you're going through it, and it feels good at how it just moves along, and you're aware of the good pacing as you're watching it.
I feel like then they kind of fucked it all up when they did The Dark Knight Rises. Because I think that universe could have had more room to grow. Then they just kind of...
Oh, this is therapeutic.
They just didn't... I don't know. I wish that they hadn't had Batman retire for 8 years. I would much rather have seen a movie where Batman had to fight crime, but also the cops, before I saw The Dark Knight Rises.
Mr. Pussylicker saying that anything by you, Bull, is better than Memento.
Okay. I mean, I guess if you're
Are you just
brain damage?
Are your Jimmy's rustled yet? Did he get you?
It's not rustled. I feel like it's intentionally trolling because Uwe Boll is like a shit tier filmmaker who makes shit tier films.
Couldn't just not do this?
Never seen a single one of his movies.
I've only seen Postal, and that's only because I love the video game. It has nothing to do with the movie being any good.
Jeez, I didn't even know that.
Thank God, I need your help.
Kinsey, I am not moving any
And it was
boxes.
bad? Like, what would a Postal movie be? Just somebody just going around just fucking shooting people and just it being like a big farce?
It was
Right.
pretty dumb. It was a big farce, and then it concluded with him just kind of shooting at a bunch of stuff. The guy that they cast though is like
Started with that?
perfect casting.
Huh. I had no idea that game had a movie. I would say that's like the last game that you could possibly make a movie out of.
Because it's just chaos, and yeah, you get to see Dave Foley's penis in that movie.
All right, I know. I saw the gun was coming.
I actually
Nothing to worry
had a
about, Kinsey.
thing set up where
Got
I was
saints
going
with you.
Easy for
to
you to say when you're not being followed.
You think hanging up here is easy?
do
You can
a
do it
radio
next time.
play of The Long Halloween.
Nothing slows me down.
A radio play of the comic book, but then it fell through, and I was super disappointed. This is way easier with 2 people.
So that's because I'm such a good shot.
1 shot, 1 kill. If we were really good shots, we'd like call our reloads.
I want to watch Batman Begins again. I've only seen it once.
Oh really? Batman
Yeah.
Begins was really good. I remember kind of being worried about it when it first came out, like whether or not it was going to be good. And then my dad and I went and saw it in the theaters, and I was just like, "This is fucking awesome! Like, I want more of this Batman." I love the tank. I got to see the Tumbler in person.
It's the blood pumping.
And the Bat
To
Pod.
my loins.
Nice.
Oh!
Yeah, it was at a Walmart in Tulsa.
That's so cool.
Yeah, they took him on tour when The
Get
Dark
it.
Knight
I'll
Rises
cover
came
you from
out,
the air.
and the first stop was a Walmart in Tulsa, which seems like a really fucking weird place to have and then they showed up at Mayfest. Yeah, I love The Long Halloween. I was super disappointed when the project fell through. It was gonna be cool. It was a live reading. We did a live reading of The Killing Joke, and then I provided live sound effects.
Get rid of these guys.
Actors read the comic, and I provided live sound effects using, household objects and music for the show. But it didn't get recorded, so there's no record of that. But it was pretty awesome. So we were gonna do a follow-up to that, and it was gonna be a long Halloween. And then the professor that organized the thing had an affair with a student and got fired. So that didn't happen. I'm not bitter.
You know, I've actually known you for a half a year now, and I never had any indication that you don't like Batman, but I didn't know that you were like a really, really big Batman fan.
Oh yeah, I used to dress up as Batman as a kid, and when I didn't wear the Batman costume, I made people call me Bruce.
Batman's pretty awesome.
I love Batman as a kid. Have you watched the show Powerless?
No.
My mom had me watch Powerless today while I was out there with her, and it's a show. It's on Hulu, and it's about these people that work at Wayne Protection or Security. Wayne Security is the name of the company, and the company makes shit to basically protect you from superheroes when they fuck up your day.
This is a show that's on right now?
Yeah.
Holy shit, I hadn't even heard of that.
Oh yeah, it's fucking terrible. Everything is very cheesy and over the top for no reason.
And it's set in the DC universe?
It's set in the DC universe. The guy that runs the office is Van Wayne, Bruce Wayne's cousin.
Oh yeah, everybody gives a shit about Van Wayne.
Yeah, so the cast is a ambiguously brown chick as the leader, a old white chick as the she's like the ambiguously brown chick's boss. There's a fat white chick that works for the ambiguously brown chick, a black guy, and the Indian guy from Community. That's her team of people to work on shit.
This is why I don't get out much.
And then their boss, Van Wayne, is Wash, Alan Tudyk. And so he's, of course, because he's a white man, he's just a huge asshole to her and everybody. Which is...
This sounds...
It's really obnoxious. Like, oh, the only white man in this show is just a huge dickbag.
Just keep me safe, okay?
Great.
We're all the way back to the beginning.
You got Saints with you.
Easy for you to say when you're not being followed.
You think hanging up here is easy? You can do it
What you
next time.
described... NCIS. And I thought NCIS was the worst show you could possibly have.
Yeah, I didn't like it for multiple reasons. One was the cheesiness, but on top of like the thinly veiled message of men are bad, I don't like that their whole like job rests on the idea that superheroes aren't adequately saving people, so they have to pick up the slack, which kind of like demystifies superheroes, which I don't like because I think that is another. It's like a political message. It's anti-American exceptionalism because superheroes are an American form, and when you pretend like they're bad, like the outcry about all the collateral damage in the Avengers, you are basically saying like America's bad.
That's an interesting take on it. But I think comic books have kind of progressed past that.
Get in. I'll cover you from the air.
I mean, when you look at comic books now, we're at the point where you should be learning about comic books in history class.
Yes.
You know, it's a part of our nation and our culture. And I think it's kind of progressed beyond that. I mean, Captain America means a far different thing than he did, you know.
I agree. It's I think I agree that they're not a purely American exceptionalism thing now, but I think that by trying to take down the superheroes, that's a political message in itself.
Yeah, I can totally see that.
Because Superman should be saving everyone, and the fact that this company has to come in and like pick up the slack, I think kind of makes Superman seem lame.
Well, that's all they've been trying to do lately is make Superman seem lame. I was all for the Zack Snyder's whole Superman universe came out. I was like, oh man, I've been saying this forever because I've always been saying the thing, if Superman was real, a lot of people would fucking hate him.
Yeah.
Did that, but he went a little bit too overboard with that idea.
Yeah,
and then
he
kind of made
Superman unlikable.
And it's not Henry Cavill's fault. I think he's really good.
He's acting to the best of his ability with the shit script that Zack Snyder's churning out for him.
Exactly, but he's. I mean, not only does he look like Superman, he's got the voice. There's something about when he's, he's not Clark Kent and he's Superman. Like, he just sounds exactly like he should. And he's not doing a, which is cool.
Yeah, when I was watching Batman vs Superman, I just remember them getting to the fight and me thinking, like, I seriously don't care which one of these guys wins.
Too easy.
Which, I should at least be rooting for Batman. What the fuck?
Help will be good.
Yep, we just did a barrel roll.
I didn't.
Anyways.
I didn't give a shit about who won, and I should, my default position should be please let Batman win, but I was just didn't care at all.
I like Superman more than most people do. I mean, I hear a lot of people say, recent movies is they don't care about Superman as a character. I've always really liked Superman a lot.
I definitely like Superman as a character. I think that as a hero, his major downfall is that he's so powerful. It's hard to make something seem like a challenge for him, which is why Kryptonite exists. But I definitely think that you should look at Superman the same way you look at Captain America in the Marvel movies.
One of the problems that they never explore in the movies is Superman has weaknesses beyond Kryptonite. Be defenseless against magic.
Yeah. Mrs. Pussy Liquor says, I don't know about super as being an American thing. How do you explain Jesus? Thanks for another well thought out comment there.
You know what I wish? I wish Control-less. That would be fun. I would actually get a kick out of that.
Yeah, that'd be funny.
I've always wanted to actually call into his show. I'm like, you know what? I'm not the most clever guy in the world, but I think I can take this guy. If you wanted to start a fight with somebody who's also just as fucking weak as you are, you could just hammer it out and have even.
Have their little networks. Too many secure locations.
There a way to fix that?
Yep, I have to visit each location.
Well, the problem is if you call into his show, if you start to win, he'll mute your mic.
Yeah.
Like with a helicopter with guns.
He has no problem with how that looks.
We gotta kill this guy.
Mask and he's dead.
No, he's not dead.
We can just invite him into this story. That'd be funny.
Love to win.
Okay, he's
Because
dead.
he hates you.
Who does?
Jesse.
Oh, yeah. I'd debate him.
He
should
hates you. He doesn't just dislike you. I've seen his body language when he talks about you. He gets when you're so mad that you stutter and you can't think of what to say next because you're so overcome with that emotion.
Yes. Did you
Voice
pick up?
crack
Did
and
you pick up any money?
No.
What's your bank account look like?
Well, let me just check the old phone while I'm getting shot at. I got $59,000 and I need revival.
Oh, shit.
Don't text and gunfight, people.
Genki's supposed to drop money. He's supposed to drop a shitload of it. And he doesn't. There doesn't seem to be any money around here.
I don't think I've ever picked up anything in this game. Just get hit by a car.
Fuck me. Anyway. Superman is supposed to be a character who represents responsibility when given the great talent and circumstances. Yeah, hop in the bed. Oh, shit.
That one was for you, Johnny.
If this were real life, I would be a pancake from what you did. You backed me into another car.
And away we go.
Yeah, I don't hate Batman versus Superman as much as
the rest of the world.
I'm pretty there's a lot about it I really like.
Like what?
I like I said, I like the idea that everybody hates Superman and that there were consequences for his battle with Zod.
Yeah, I feel like that was only because people. I don't feel like that was planned when they did the battle with Zod. I think that they only did that because people complained. Because like real people hated Superman.
Been waiting on you. You sure you can handle flying that?
I don't tell you
Are you
how to
flying
act,
your
That
own?
actually
tell
makes
me
sense.
how to fly an attack chopper.
Makes sense.
Anyway, sorry to interrupt you.
I kind of liked I like Lex Luthor. I like Jesse Eisenberg as Lex Luthor. And I kind of was disappointed that people didn't get why he was cast.
He was cast to be like Mark Zuckerberg.
Yeah, because that is our modern day supervillain.
Yeah.
We have supervillains, and they're like nice little nerdy fucking dudes. Like, I mean, you look at any image of Mark Zuckerberg, he's always got that goofy fucking grin on his face because he wants
to seem harmless.
He wants everybody to think he's this goofy little nerd, and he doesn't have.
And he's got his little foundation with his girlfriend.
He's a wolf in sheep's clothing.
Yeah.
And he's literally one of the most evil people on the planet.
A huge fucking threat to free expression and freedom.
Oh,
And
he
neutrality.
might take away everything from us.
Yeah.
He might be the reason he is a horrible threat to everything. And he's this nice little like, I'm just a nerdy guy. I got picked on in high school. I'm not really good with women. Like that is the modern supervillain. It's not like Lex Luthor, the guy in the white suit, the bald head. He's buff.
Do your thing.
Like that's not the supervillain of our age. It's like the Bill Gates archetype.
To my loins.
It's the Silicon Valley douchebag. It's the hipsters. Those are the people that are gonna fuck over everything. As soon as I heard him cast, I'm like, I get it. I immediately get what they're trying to go for.
Yeah, I do like
His performance
that.
was good too.
I thought his performance was goofy. I thought he was goofier than Jim Carrey's The Riddler.
And that's when you go goofy, it's hard because it's weird because you can skating a line between greatness and stupidity at all times. And I think Jared Leto discovered that when trying to make his own Joker, and realizing that what Ledger did is a pretty tough act to follow. If he had made a couple bad choices, that Joker could have become stupid as well.
Heath Ledger? Oh, absolutely. I thought Heath Ledger's Joker was going to suck because Heath Ledger sucks.
But
Like
he
when
doesn't.
When Heath
he
Ledger,
doesn't.
No, I mean he does suck, and he sucks a lot to dick. But when he died, I was pretty happy. I was like, good.
But his Joker was you can't.
What I like about his Joker is that there's only a couple of times in that movie where you see Heath Ledger and not the Joker.
Everything good?
Where you can see him through that character.
Batman versus Superman. What else? Oh, the stupid. I wish they had just gone back and rewrote the fight scene, and like, okay, we can't have the resolution of the fucking mom's name. Everybody's gonna be pissed off about that. Nobody's gonna like it. How did they not see that?
Yeah, I don't.
We got it. This is how they stop fighting. Is he says Martha, and they just. It's like, no, that's not how.
Well, I think that scene was robbed the gravitas that it needs because they stole that whole fight from The Dark Knight Returns, and the reason why the fight in The Dark Knight Returns works is because we had 50 years of Batman and Superman canon as friends, but even in The Dark Knight Returns, they come in And there are scenes with Batman and Superman talking and getting along and being friends. And there's that threat of, like, if you keep doing this, I'm gonna have to come stop you. And Batman's like, yeah, well, good fucking luck. When that day comes, like, I feel sorry for you. And so then they have that fight, and it means something. But those two characters just met for the first time in Batman versus Superman, so they, like, you took all the imagery, but none of the symbolism, none of the weight is there. I think that's why that fight didn't work.
I know why it didn't work. Because I read a YouTube comment of the scene, and somebody explained exactly what their intention was. I was like, oh, that's what this was. This is what the screenwriters were trying to do, and they failed. But this was the idea they had in their head, but they didn't portray it to the audience. Is Batman supposed to realize that he's finally become the thing that he's been fighting against his entire life?
I loved, Tillip said, I love taking the piss at Wesley. Mad Cucks, he didn't stand up where he read all his jokes off paper. Then when confronted on it, he says he wrote the set the night before. That's his par for quality. Yeah, he's a piece of shit. Yeah, I really wanted to like Batman versus Superman. I finally decided to watch Man of Steel shortly before it, and it just wasn't very good.
Man of Steel.
Yeah, because
there's a couple problems with it though. There's some shit in it that's like, you need to fix some of these problems. Like, like first off, okay, you're making a Superman movie. Why does Krypton have a yellow sun?
Yeah. Why the killing of Pa Kent was stupid. Like, that scene didn't make any fucking sense whatsoever.
Oh my god, that was garbage. No. Like, nobody would do that.
And also, it would have made more sense for Clark to go, even if he was a kid, because he has more stamina. He can run that distance and back more likely than you can.
It would have... pretending to be a human, he still would have been fine.
Yeah. That guy ran...
But I mysteriously survived, you know.
That guy ran 30 yards and back in less than a minute. How is that even possible?
I like how they made, like kind of like creepy and like mythical looking. That was interesting to me.
The technology of Krypton.
Yeah, it was all kind of like,
I'm always ready for a fight.
really.
I think I can
Remember it. It's just everything is kind of like biological and weird, and I thought that was an interesting little take on it.
I didn't like Michael Shannon as Zod. I feel like Michael Shannon's more of a muscle man, and less of a, like, I would see him more as Colonel whatever his name is, that is partnered up with Zod, and not as Zod himself, because Zod is like a calculating leader, not a huge muscle man.
I was okay with him as Zod. my friend Josh was always, he's like, I don't like him. He's got a googly eye. Fuck him. Zod can't have you can't have Zod with a googly eye. This whole movie's crap.
He's got a googly eye? What does that mean?
You don't know what a lazy eye is?
Oh, he has I didn't realize he had a lazy eye.
He does.
No, that's a really good point then.
It's my friend's opinion.
I love watching movies with Terrence Stamp and just adding the phrase "before Zod" after everything. So this one, you run into traffic and when you right or left click and you'll fall down like a jackass.
How do you feel about Mad Cucks versus Existence? Like as it is, like the reception to it, like what you guys made.
I think it's fun. I enjoy doing them, and people seem to be enjoying listening to them. So I'm not gonna stop doing them. We're gonna do a third one here in a couple of days. Actually, probably in less than 24 hours, we're gonna record the third one and put it out. I also like that we're putting out more content than the real Maddox at this point. Like, at least more bonus content, quote unquote bonus content. Bonus content for a show that doesn't exist.
Did he ever do a second Maddox vs. the Universe?
Yeah, he finally released it just a couple weeks ago, or just last week.
By the way, I came up with the name Wesley, by the way.
Yeah, you did come up with Wesley. Wesley, piece of shit.
I wanted to be a part of that, but
it was better. It was better for you to be apolitical, and not not get involved in the drama.
The ideas I had, maybe those were good ideas. I wanted it. I had like all these ideas for like fucking Team Rocket and Pokemon and like.
They were pretty funny.
Oh, that was a great idea.
Do theme that Kimber made and do that intro because that's funny.
Then most of his podcast is dead air with as much enthusiasm as someone who takes lithium all day, and his prank calls are so mean-spirited. Yeah, that's the thing about pranks, and I think Brandon, you and I have had a conversation about this. The thing to make a prank funny is at the end of it, you have to go like candid camera. You have to be like, "Hey, buddy, it's a prank," and the person then goes like, okay, you got me. Like, I look like a jackass. All right, we're all laughing. This is all fun. But Wesley's pranks are just, it's just like, hey, guess what? You're a faggot. Like, awesome.
Well, a lot of like the modern pranking stuff is getting out of hand because it's overriding consent.
Yeah.
Aren't in on the joke at any point. Like they don't even get to be in on the joke afterwards. I mean, it's going beyond what, Ashton Kutcher was doing with Punk'd. Like
Punk'd was actually funny as a social experiment because you get to see like these celebrities that put on this facade of being such a great person are actually like real pieces of shit when push comes to shove.
Oh yeah, it was great. Nowadays with like pranks is they want everything to be real and they have to hire these actors to pretend like things are real and
Can't we do this metaphorically?
No.
They want everything to be edgy because like Candid Canner was always like fun, like somebody's at a store and they're like trying to pick up something and they can't, and they're like, what the fuck is wrong with this thing I'm trying to do? Like it's simple innocent shit like that,
Yeah, like there's the one, I think it's like a nun, and she's trying to like carry a giant box, and the guy like comes to help her carry the giant box,
right.
and
Checkpoint
he can't
down.
pick it up, and it turns out there's like a person inside of it lifting the box up when the nun is supposedly carrying it. Hilarious.
Yeah, can't stop now.
The other problem nowadays is the prank call
I wish I had a picture
culture,
of this.
and prank calls aren't funny
I hope
anymore
someone saw that.
because
Angel has way
I mean,
too much time on his hands.
it's just not that funny to begin. Like the Jerky Boys were good, but you can only take so much. It's such a
I got
very disposable kind of genre. It doesn't have a lot of staying power.
Yeah.
You start listening to crank calls and you're just like, I'm starting to sympathize with the person on the other end of the line. Lost the audience. The other person on the line is supposed to be an idiot.
Oh, I hope someone saw that.
It's one of my favorite prank callers was a guy named Man Cow. He's in, I think, St. Louis, and he has like a radio show where he's a shock jock morning DJ. He has strippers come on this show and strip live in the studio, and that kind of like bullshit. But he would do these really funny prank calls where, like, he called a toy store and he starts, it's around Christmas time and he's spelling out the names of toys, but then he starts to work in like gross words. It's like, yeah, I'm looking. Do you have any STARWARS TOYS's? And the lady's like, oh yeah. What about CUNNILUNGUS?
Drugs, crime.
It's like, what? It's like, that's funny.
Yeah, I like how Donkey does mix them into his videos, and you don't realize you're watching a prank call until so at one of the end of his videos, he's doing this big long rant about video
Casey, how's
games,
the information you got on the Deckers coming?
Banjo Kazooie, and
Not talking over the
all
phone
this
now.
stuff, and then at the very end, you realize he's on a call with somebody, and she's like,
Okay.
"Greens."
She's like, what?
She's like, "This is Walgreens." Him on this long rant. He's literally telling her the end of his video, like his last rant on a topic about video games, but like the sound quality like dips out. You're not sure why, but you find out he's recording the end of his show on a Walgreens call, and the lady is like confused at what's going on.
Stay down!
I like his. He has that video of him like playing Pokemon Go, or yeah, I think it's Pokemon Go. So he's out like crawling around on his hands and knees and stuff, and like through crowds of people crawling on his hands and knees, and people are staring at him like he's a crazy person. That's another funny thing when you are the butt of the joke.
Did you like his
You should
Dark
be more
Souls
careful.
video?
I saw you
Yes.
2 blocks ago. Traffic cameras.
Only thing from Dark Souls I like.
I like Demon Souls. I played through that. I remember really hating Dark Souls because the targeting system was shitty.
You got a funny definition of training, Angel.
I played it on a console and it was like
I've already played in traffic.
trying to acquire a target and keep the fucking targeting system locked on the guy, and it would keep losing the target. And
Then this should be
Yeah,
no
I
problem.
also
"Oh,
I
good
don't
lord,
like
I don't like this
the
game anymore."
artificial inflated difficulty of having the enemies respawn every time you save the game. So it's like, okay, now I have to do exactly what I just did for the 15th time. Awesome.
it's got good ideas, such as, you know, an open-ended world where you can go wherever you want, and there's multiple ways to attack all this. There's more than one way to get through it. I like that aspect. I mean, if it had a better fucking targeting system, I'd probably like it more. I am at the point now where a game around a targeting system, there's other ways to do that, right?
Put
You
a
know?
tiger in my car. Angel and I need to have a little chat soon. Quit spooking the tiger.
I don't know. I don't think people are stupid for liking it though.
I don't think people are stupid for liking it either. I think
Oh, I'm
they're
gonna kill Angel.
masochists.
Scratch the tiger's itch.
Oh yeah, pet that tiger, Dick.
Where'd
Good
Angel
thing I'm
get
good
you
at this.
anyway?
Because I failed that one
I
time.
love
I didn't know
the
what
visual of him like rubbing the tiger
You see me taking
sensually.
your picture?
I've got a good bunch of animal rage.
Did you know that?
Get down.
Have you ever seen a lion's genitals?
No, I've never seen a lion's genitals.
They have the most like it's like a, you know what, when you draw like a cartoon penis on like something,
Yeah.
that's exactly what it looks like. It's like a really like just cartoony, like it's like round and it like doesn't look gross in any way at all. Why does it keep saying failing? It's like, move your mouse around. We might fail this mission because this mouse shit's not working.
No, I mean, we're still gaining courage. There's no time limit.
What the I have not passed a single one of these. Oh, finally. I guess I was moving the mouse too fast.
Yeah, you gotta stroke it slow.
Look up a lion's genitals. It's like a cartoon penis. It's like round and furry.
Yeah.
But it doesn't look gross at all.
Angel knows what he's doing.
Yeah,
It's
I'm
just
not
like
gonna do that.
Some poofy round balls.
Fantastic.
I'm not a furry, by the way. I just realized that somebody
Somebody edit that out of
who
context.
doesn't know me might hear that and be like, somebody be like, what? Okay, if you don't know who I am, people are like, what the fuck is? I'm not a furry, but I do appreciate his genitals is not gross looking because most animals'
Angel,
penises
where
are
are you?
fucking
You made
horrifying
it to
looking.
the final test.
Answer my question.
At the gym, training.
Don't move. This car only takes.
I don't want to drive. Driver's seat.
God fucking damn it.
This town, man. What? Passenger seat and he immediately got on the driver's side.
Yeah, that's
okay.
because you're the first person in the car because I got hit by.
Still alive, thank God.
Hello, officer. Officer homie.
Boing, boing. I remember the Die Hard with a Vengeance game,
Oh yeah, for PlayStation.
PlayStation 1.
Yeah.
I remember when I played as a kid and going onto the sidewalk and just mowing down was the funniest fucking thing.
Because it's like we
I
gotta
could
save
not
all these
breathe.
people, and they're talking about like how all these people are in danger, and then you go on the sidewalk and just kill everyone. I liked one of my favorite games was Driver and Driver 2, and in those games, anytime you drove on the sidewalk, the people would automatically run away. Like there was no way to actually hit them with your car.
You know who you're
Yeah, most
fucking
people,
with?
when you see videos of people getting hit by cars, like, there's not a whole lot of dodging going on. There's a couple of those videos where somebody just narrowly escapes, but there's a lot of people that just get swiped and they're done.
Yeah. At the 2-hour mark, Brandon makes everyone think he's a furry. Have we really been going for 2
So you can
hours?
suggest more hookers that'll try to
I
kill
mean, I
us?
started a little bit before you got here while I was customizing my
Could
character.
happen to anybody.
It's a
2
common
hours for me.
problem, I'm sure.
Only had 2 beers so far.
Bring back the morning star.
Mind filling me in?
Let's meet up.
I've been laying off the booze, but it's my birthday tomorrow, so I'm just kind of indulging.
I mean, technically it's your birthday now, so.
In 4 hours, I was born at 5 a.m.
I was born at 11:45 p.m. So I mean, I guess I'm technically not. It's not my birthday until like today's almost over.
It's the most meaningless information. I don't even like my birthday anymore. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, me either.
I actually forgot my birthday. I'm like, oh Jesus Christ, my fucking birthday. I wasn't even thinking about it.
Yeah. My lady friend is working. God damn it. And she was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry, I forgot." Like, oh, and like all these apologies. Like, I don't care. Like, I would be fine just not doing anything.
My family's conditioned me to not give a shit about my birthday because they don't. I never get any good gifts. Nobody ever really does anything for me.
Yeah.
It's everybody else gets amazing birthdays, and it's like, what does that say about me? I guess the real reason is like, well, we don't understand you. We don't know what you want. You're so hard to shop for.
I get that
and
a lot too.
I am not hard to shop for at all. You know, I'm one of those people where I appreciate the gesture.
Buy me a Lego set, even if it's one I already have. I'll be thrilled.
Yeah, I like kitchen shit.
Yeah. It's like they
The slap chop, you know, like
do they do
something
the
fun.
thing where they're like, "Well, I don't know which one you have or what thing you need." Like, doesn't matter.
Yeah. So now I've been conditioned to just not really about it. And I don't want to tell people because I'm so used to
Don't
people
fuck
not giving a
with
shit.
the
So it's like
saints.
that's the thing is when people know it's your birthday and they don't give a shit, like you feel really slighted.
Yeah.
With people that don't know, it's just make sure they don't find out. So you don't have to worry about feeling like, what the fuck? You know, nobody cared.
Yeah, I hate the I hate the way that
Facebook is the worst.
Exactly. That's what I was about to say.
Facebook is like you see like one of your friends like it's their birthday, everybody just fucking trips over themselves to do shit and to say something, and when it comes down to you, it's like birthday. We're naked now. Okay.
Let's do this.
That's the game.
I hope Peach isn't watching this.
Should be fun storing extra ammo.
Is someone watching? Just spam your screenshot key.
Yeah.
And then tweet it to Mad Cooks of something funny. But we have a naked Dick and Sean with guns. Something funny is about to happen.
I wish there was hold on. Let me
I wish I didn't have the neck tattoo. God damn it.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna take a screenshot. Yeah.
Dicks
cool.
together. Wait, do I have an emote? What's one emote? Yeah, I did the.
Oh. Wait, do your emote.
The screen is rocking around.
As my Sean just nods at you like, yes, yes, this is good. I would this is the only thing that I want on my birthday is to not have to make any fucking decisions. That's seriously all I ever want on my birthday. Like when someone says, "Hey, what do you want for dinner?" Me just be like, "I don't fucking care. Just pick a place, please. Thank you." And that seems like really small and petty, but you'd be amazed at how good it feels to just have a day where you don't have to fucking constantly make decisions for other people.
Absolutely. You could take me anywhere. Like if something is interesting to you, I'll probably like it. Same restaurant, like yeah, I'm probably gonna like it because I fucking like food. All of it. Family, like they forget things about me that I feel like they should know by now, and they have to keep being reminded over and over. Like my family, it's very well known that I don't really like sweets and desserts and stuff. And it feels like every single time it comes up, like they're just discovering it for the first time.
Yeah.
Because it's every time there's a birthday, and it's like, oh, we're eating cake. Do you want some cake?
No.
No, I don't eat cake.
This is what it's like to be Shandy.
I don't like frosting. Frosting is really disgusting to me. Because it's basically rendered animal fat and sugar. Because I've made it before, and it's just shortening and sugar.
Pierce has gotta try this.
There's no magic going on. So, and it doesn't taste good. So, and also it dries weird. Like it hits the air and it gets that crust and it's battling your tongue. And
yeah.
I don't like any food where its only conceit is it's pure sugar. If you want to make something out of nothing but sugar, then you probably screwed up and it's not good.
Don't fuck with the Saints.
And you know, that's one of those things where kind of calm the fuck down with their dessert. Because this is what I hate when you go out to eat with somebody, right? And they order too much, and they bother.
I mean, it's just
the server to bag up all their shit. Like, oh, can we get a box? Oh, I need 2 boxes because I don't want this touching that, or like something like that. We're gonna go right, and then let's get a fucking giant dessert. It's like you just got all your food put away and you're taking it home. Why are you getting dessert? It's like, Jesus Christ, you're full. Stop eating. Jesus Christ.
I don't like taking home restaurant food because it's never good the next day.
I disagree. I'll eat it.
You disagree?
I'll just eat it. I don't even microwave it. Just throw it into my body. I mean, I paid for it. I want to eat it.
Yeah.
If I paid for something, I want to get the the caloric content that I paid for. but sometimes, it's hard to eat at a restaurant because it's like a social situation, and like you might be like nervous about something, or being around people is awkward, so your appetite's not at its maximum.
I just check this out. This is a transgendered big ass life coach dude.
Awesome.
Yeah. This
You
game's
know
very
you're never gonna get
progressive.
me like this again.
But you're beautiful any size.
Do you? I think we talked last time about how Mystery Science Theater 3000 was so bad. What other like
garbage.
new TV show is out that's just really not good?
Well, Iron Fist.
Oh god, Iron Fist was so bad. I watched the whole series. It's not good. It's dull.
And it's sad because Daredevil's so fucking good.
Yeah.
Daredevil. You really like Daredevil, right?
Oh, I love Daredevil. I thought it was incredible. And then I did not like Jessica Jones. I thought Jessica Jones was garbage.
What is the appeal of it? Like I there's no way I would enjoy that. Why did they make this?
Jessica Jones?
That's not me. So I didn't even look into it. I was just like,
I watched it because I love
not what I want to buy.
I love the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and so it's like it's a piece of that. But I didn't really enjoy any of it. She's intolerable. The writing is bad. Daredevil was great because there was the escalation of stakes, where every episode he had to fight a new enemy of some kind. It's like, okay, I killed this person. Now I need to move on to the next level of this organization. Whereas Jessica Jones was just fighting the same bad guy every damn episode, which I hated. And Iron Fist was like that too. It's just like he's fighting this faceless bad guy, and so much of that show could have been cut with no loss to the story.
The thing that Daredevil did good is they had in a story, because every superhero movie, or they always have the story thread that you don't like. There's always the could we please get Batman in the fucking suit already?
Yeah.
And you don't care about these other. It's like, Iron Man's friend with Happy Hogan, and he's boring. Fuck you. Like, just get him in the fucking suit already. Daredevil actually figured out how to make
all that lead up good.
I want to hear about his friends at the law office. I'm interested in Vincent D'Onofrio as Fisk. Like, is awesome. Like, every time they cut away to some other story thread, I like that story thread, and that's where a lot of shows or movies fail, because they want to cut away to shit that you don't care about. And I can't say that there's a formula to that, because it's like, what I'm basically saying is like, oh, you should always buy stocks that go up, right?
Yeah.
You should, but when it works, it's good, because it's like, oh, cool, we're moving to this other story thread that I care about. They Better Call Saul's doing that right now. They've got the two story threads. They got Mike Ehrmantraut, and they've got,
Zemos, I need you to tell me how to hit the morning
both
star.
of their stories are interesting, and you want to see where both of them go.
Yeah.
And when they cut away from the other person, you're like, oh, that's fine. We'll get back to that, because I also care about this other thing that's happening.
Yeah.
But when that doesn't happen, oh, it's infuriating when you get cut away to a fucking story thread that you don't give a shit about.
Like the Iron Fist, it was anything that had to do with the brother and sister. Their whole storyline was just fucking garbage.
You tell me who you are.
Viola DeWinter, head of the Morning Star.
Zemos, change of plan. Get Pierce. We got a boat to catch.
I am in the VTOL on the roof. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm coming.
Yeah, you could have cut the brother and sister completely out of Iron Fist, and it would have been better. You could have cut a majority of the dad out of Iron Fist, and it would have been better. You could have cut pretty much the first 3 episodes. Or you could cut all that, because all those episodes do is set up him coming back into the company. So just start the series when he finally gets back into the company. We don't need to see him homeless for 3 episodes. That's useless. And they just talk. Everything is like a fucking conversation. And Claire Temple shows up in it. It's just like I felt as if like we're only seeing Claire Temple in this because like she's been in the other stuff. So thanks, I guess, for bringing her back in. Hope that's better, Gaffo. I lowered the volume a little bit.
I like what Mark Bernardine said about Mark Bernardin. Shit, how do you pronounce his name? Oh, he's like he's on Fat Man and Batman, which is a really good superhero show on YouTube. About Iron Fist is actually a good thing because it's kind of the wake-up call for Marvel to be like, you can't sleepwalk through this shit. Like, you have to keep being good.
Yeah.
Pixar with Cars, like, you guys aren't invincible. You're not successful because you're Pixar. You're successful because you keep making good shit.
But when you make bad stuff, you have to be held accountable.
Yeah, and nobody's gonna give you a pass.
Yeah.
You have to keep the quality up, especially when you start with phenomenal shit like Daredevil.
Well, it's like Age of Ultron. I feel like they should have gotten that message with Age of Ultron because that movie kind of petered out.
I liked Ultron. I liked that movie.
I liked Ultron too, but compared to the first Avengers, it's not. Like, the first Avengers movie was incredible. It was out of nowhere.
Did Age of Ultron because I heard it was terrible, and then I watched it and I'm like, holy shit, this is a lot better than I heard. I mean, I liked that movie a lot.
Yeah, so I think that I also believe that movies' goodness and badness is totally tied to the expectations of walking in, because I walked into Age of Ultron expecting it to be on par or better than Captain America: The Winter Soldier. And
Jesus, how many crates did they bring in?
It wasn't that great, because I think Winter Soldier was great.
What the hell are these for?
Yuri Prime, this is my real voice. This is how I talk.
Did you like Civil War?
I love Civil War. I thought Civil War made up for as bad as as much of a letdown as Ultron was, in my opinion.
Sometimes I wonder what people want out of these movies, because there are some movies that people really hate that I love, which is fine. I mean, I don't lose any sleep over it, but it's curious to me, how sometimes there's things that I thought were stupendous and everybody hated it. Well, the Ben Affleck Daredevil movie I think is great.
I think it's fun. I don't think it's a great movie.
There's these fucking big dudes again. They charge at you and it says mash space and it doesn't do anything.
Yeah, sorry, I fucked up. And now he hit me. You're dead.
I should have stayed near you. Sorry. Because I got punched in half.
Yeah. What's a movie that I really love that people hate? Alien 3. I'm a big defender of Alien 3. I think that movie's great.
I like Alien 3 too. I just think that movie would have been a lot better if they just kept the Doctor character. And they didn't just toss him in the garbage bin.
Yeah.
Really cool to see, like, maybe it's okay, instead of killing him, maybe he gets captured
and gets a thing put inside him.
No, well, maybe she's like rescuing him or something, like he gets in a shitty situation and she's trying to get him out, because they built him up as there's the whole first half of that movie is their relationship, and they're getting to know each other, and he's going through his backstory, and his backstory is really interesting, and their romance is really interesting too. You know, she says, "Oh, you know, I've been in space for a really long time," and she just wants to, you know, have some physical companionship. But it kind of seems like no, that this actually, even in different circumstances, they probably would have liked each other too. You know.
Yeah.
That is one of like the most interesting, like electrifying. Jeez, these guys they checkmate me every time.
Yeah.
He just keeps charging. I don't even know what the fuck I'm doing.
I'm so sick of sequels. I wish there were more self-contained movies. Sequels are good, but it's really frustrating when every major release is the fourth installment of some franchise. Yeah, I think that there's definitely something to be said for that.
I think there's merit for self-contained stories, but anthologies also have merit. And I'm telling you, when you're talking about good TV shows, that's long-form storytelling. That's multiple episodes. That's lots of different adventures upon the way along a larger story arc. I mean, if you liked Breaking Bad, if you liked, you know, Mad Men, stuff like that, those are little stories that make up a big story, and there's merit to that kind of storytelling. So to say that everything should be one contained film, it's you're basically favoring one type of medium over the other, and they both have merit. The problem with sequels is there's a disconnect between what happens in the first one as the second one. There's different people involved, different directors, different producers, different writers, and you don't really capture the magic of the first one.
Yeah.
But a lot of times when you see a television show, when you think about really good television shows, you can watch them front to back, and they're very long stories, and they're essentially just like a movie with a sequel, with a sequel, with a sequel, with a sequel, and it all works.
I think some
even though
series
after
do it better than others, like the X-Files did, where they had the episodes that kind of did the mythology, but then they also had the episodes that were just, you know, a little story all by itself.
It's like my freshman.
I found a fisting machine.
Oh, great. We need one of those back at the hideout.
It is definitely a machine that is designed to fist you. Sequels are...
Yeah.
I think a lot of people have like this... It's become a meme where all sequels are bad no matter what, and people have that expectation coming in, and you can't please them because it's stuck in their head that all sequels are bad, when they're not. Like, you know, the most obvious example is Empire Strikes Back, which is far superior to the first one. I mean,
Wrath of Khan's the obvious example.
Yeah, Wrath of Khan as well. But I totally understand why most people don't. It was trying to be 2001: A Space Odyssey, which is not something that has wide appeal.
Merry Christmas to me.
But I'll tell you what, if there's a type of person, and I'm one of them, is where 2001: A Space Odyssey is the fucking best thing in the world. And let's hold R to pick up minigun. I'm holding R. There we go. I feel like I watched a stream of you playing this with Paladin armor, and now we're doing the same. You're playing Saints Row 2, though.
No, I was playing 3.
Oh, okay.
Looks like these bitches got through. Great. I'm coming.
There are good sequels, and sequels are bad as well.
We're on it, Pierce.
I like the idea of cinematic universes, like the Marvel universe and
Me too.
The DC
I like
universe. The idea where you make a bunch of movies that just take place in a world, because then you don't have to like quantify the world. You just make another movie. Like Star Trek, you don't have to. Every movie doesn't have to re-explain. Every series doesn't have to re-explain the basic rules of Star Trek. You just know the rules, and then you tell another story.
I think that's great.
Star Trek was the first cinematic universe. I hate
like to
when
see
people
the
refer to it
characters.
like Star Trek should do a Marvel style thing. Like Star Trek is the originator of the cinematic universe, guys.
Feels like these guys knew we were coming.
I like seeing the characters move across in movies. You're like, oh hey, Ant-Man's in Civil War. You know, like that's fun.
Yeah.
Especially when they cast it right. You know, you've been introduced to this character. You want to see them again, even if they're not a big part of the story. They're just there because that's what the comic books were like. You know, especially when you like talk about like X-Men and stuff. Like, there are these. I mean, when I first saw Avengers, I was like, oh, thank God, we're finally here now to where we can tell a proper superhero story with a shit ton of characters.
I remember seeing Iron Man in theaters and telling my friends, I was like, we got to stay until the end of the credits. And they're like, why? Like, everybody was annoyed at me because at that point in time, stingers weren't a thing. But we stayed, and that thing showed up. I'm here to talk to you about the Avengers Initiative, and I was just like, holy shit, guys. And they, of course, had no idea what was going on.
Me and my friend went to see that, and we had the worst expectations. We actually went to see like we're gonna like
laugh our asses off at how stupid this is.
Like the very end when he's like, I am Iron Man. I'm like, holy shit, that was really good. Like it took me a while to like it really just hit me of like how good the movie was. Where he's just like, yeah, fuck my secret identity, and I'm like, it was like that bold, daring move that they did. They were like, oh, we're gonna do something different with the superhero franchise now. It's not gonna be about secret identities. And yes, Tony Stark had a secret identity in the comics, and it wasn't necessary.
Yeah.
Because it was kind of like in a time where every single superhero has a secret identity, and it's kind of cool for a couple of them not to, just to keep it fresh.
I also like that he just fucking killed his opponent instead of fucking around with jails. I very much appreciated that because I hate that like Batman catches the Joker and then in next week's issue the Joker's out of jail. Like no, just fucking lob him off a building.
Well, we're getting to the point where people actually like continuity now. I certainly do. I don't think this the Simpsons reset. I mean, there's a couple shows that can do that. Shouldn't, like King of the Hill shouldn't have fucking ever done that. Bobby Hill should have aged.
Yeah.
That really hurt that show, that they felt that they had to have that Simpsons formula. Because it doesn't fucking make sense. Because there comes a point where there's too much shit happening that can't take place in a year. Because if it's to be believed, then all of King of the Hill has to take place within the span of 1 year because.
Yeah, Family Guy's the same way.
Family Guy is different though because Family Guy is a farce. It's shit. That's why it doesn't. Family Guy is not trying to be. Family Guy, it has like human moments, but it's not trying to tell a human story. Of human moments of dialogue. And there's certain. I mean, like a lot of people hate Family Guy. I think it's fine that they hate it.
I liked it in its early run, but I think it's jumped the shark and overstayed its welcome.
I think there's probably like 10 episodes which are stupendous. Like 10 of the best episodes, and you can't argue the quality of them.
Like what?
My favorite episode of Family Guy is the one where locked in the safety deposit box together.
That one's pretty funny, yeah.
And they start with like a cold open, and it's like when you have like a serious kind of moment, and like Rick and Morty does this a lot. Like when comedies go to drama, and they drop all the jokes and they deal with some dramatic shit. And they talk about characters. Because it's fun because you can have a comedic show, but you can also every once in a while fun to do that. And I think pretty much every single comedy should try to do that.
Yeah.
Because if you have just a complete goof, there's something to be said about like Hot Rod or just always just goofy and just it doesn't really take itself very seriously. Hot Rod's one. What's the other one that's you know, I guess maybe like Deuce Bigelow or Wayne's World is a good one. It's just a an excuse for it's basically a sketch comedy
The time is now.
movie.
Deployed Stag to Steelport.
Father, that's something I've been putting off.
What? Watching more Family Guy?
No, Godfather.
Oh, yeah, I tried to watch The Godfather. I didn't really like it. I met Francis Ford Coppola a couple years ago.
How was that?
I don't know. He's fine. He's kind of boring. Everybody... I feel like people... He comes and does talks and stuff, and I feel like people... He gets so tired of answering the same fucking questions about The Godfather over and over again.
And people should know that.
Yeah, but and people are asking questions to shit that you can read the answers to on fucking IMDb. Like, please,
Absolutely. That is very,
leave
very
this man
bad.
alone.
Don't do that.
And then
I mean,
the
I'm the guy who always complains about fucking how celebrities act, but I will defend somebody who has to deal with shit like that. But then again, you know what? If you don't like that, maybe don't do fucking Q&As.
Well, I feel like
I can
because
trust
people
Viola DeWinter.
I think she and her employer held me captive while harvesting my DNA.
Guess you're holding a grudge.
like the
Simply
ninth
think one must
the ninth
question
person
her
gets up and is like,
motives.
I know that like 7 other people before me asked you questions about The Godfather, but this scene where the person says blah blah blah, and he's like, man, I don't fucking
I'll
remember.
be waiting for you.
Oleg, you have a meeting to get to.
Yep. And I hate that shit. I don't ever want to go to like a Q&A thing because you have to deal with the cringe of other people that just have no...
What they want is they want to be seen, and they want to be like, they don't care about the answer to the question. They just want to be known that they asked the question.
Like... I mean, based on my history and stuff, I've met like a lot of famous people. If you just kind of like just stop and just like think about who is this person, what do they have to deal with, you have some empathy for them, you can talk to them in a way that won't fucking piss them off.
I got you, fam.
I was waiting for. I was waiting for a moment like that. The you might want to get out moment.
Yeah, I've met a handful of celebrities, and one of the reasons
there's always a way to not. You can get what you want out of the situation, which is you just want to have a cool little experience with the celebrity. You can get that. You can also not piss them off, or you can even give them a good experience too. And all it takes is just a little bit of arithmetic in your head to think about. Okay.
Yeah, I'm
a fan interaction.
I went back. I got to meet Ario Speedwagon with my stepmom and my sister one time, and we're gonna be back there and we're talking, and we get finished and we're leaving the venue, and she's like, "You're not even fazed by them at all, like being that they're famous." No, and I don't really care. They're just people. There's people that are on stage. She goes, "Oh, that's probably why you're really good at your job, because you don't get starstruck at all." No, why would I get starstruck? They're just people. Like, when you treat them as more than people, I'm sure that's uncomfortable as uncomfortable for them as it is for us. This is a long cutscene, so I want to skip. And at the end of the day, I think everybody wants to be treated as a person. No, you can hop in, Ty, if you want.
Let's hope the front's clear.
Everybody has different shit going on with them. But a good rule of thumb is to just think about what you've done before, and don't fucking bombard them with that shit.
So we got a new problem.
Because we're to be pattern recognizers, and we get really irritated when we see the same pattern over and over again. And that's just the way we are. I mean, you can eat your favorite food every day and you'll get sick of it.
I mean, think of when you're if you have the chance to meet a celebrity. Think of the what's the word I'm looking for? Think of the thing that in high school that you were notable for, and then imagine being asked about that now that you're an adult that's like has a real life where you do real things. That's what those people feel like.
They've cut their power to the elevator.
Yeah. There's also something to be said that if you do Q&A kind of stuff, you know, you don't have to. You don't have to do that.
Don't be like Woody Harrelson on Reddit, where you're like doing a Q&A and it's doing terribly.
What did he do?
The Rampart, I am.
It's AMA.
It's AMA.
There's no I in it.
IMA.
Wait. I thought it was AMA. Ask me anything.
Ask me anything ass related.
Alright,
AMA.
anyway. He has like the record.
Wouldn't
like,
that be an AMAAR?
No.
Anyway, he has.
It's hyphenated, Brandon. It's hyphenated.
Oh.
He has like the record for like the worst one because people were bringing up shit from like the 90s. Like, hey, I heard you date rape someone, and like I only want to stick to the movie Rampart and questions regarding that. So yeah, Woody Harrelson, not that great a guy.
But there's something kind of attention whory to me about. Oh, I'm just because of who I am, I'm gonna get up on stage and I'm gonna take questions from the fucking audience. There's a little bit of ego there, so I think you can be checked a little bit. You know, there has to be some kind of downside. You know, it's not gonna be all candy and roses for you. You know, like I understand your plight, but also you are a fucking egotistical person getting up on stage and be like, hey, I'm the greatest person ever. You want to be here to see me, and I'll answer your fucking questions. It's like, all right, well, a couple of them should be bad because, you know, you're being a little bit of an attention whore.
Well,
and you're, you know, what are you fucking levitating much above the rest of us? Like, Jesus Christ.
I skimmed through that fucking the thread for a few times and not a single goddamn question about the fucking I'm a big Cheers fan. Not a single about the
I got you, big guy.
You go. No one asked anything about Cheers. They don't give a shit.
Come out of there, little man.
Whoa, that plane is going nuts. Oh, it's because the guy's on the nose of it.
Yeah.
I thought that was another game glitch.
When I was playing this the other night, you came into the chat and you're like, "Wow, you're really getting your ass kicked by Starscream there."
But that's the point. I'm supposed to troll medics.
Yeah. No, it's funny.
You sure you
So
can get us
I actually went into Maddox. He had he's playing Prey, the game Prey, the new game Prey, not the old game, where you play the Native American that gets abducted by aliens. No, he's playing another game called Prey. Anyway, I walked in there, and he's not even getting trolled by like Dick Messenger people anymore. It's like a whole other horde of trolls that are like fucking
people that just think he sucks.
Yeah, there's like
people that just randomly happen on this channel. Like, who's this asshole? Why is he wearing a fucking crown?
Right, it's become a situation where he's such a shitty person that he doesn't need any more help.
This kid doesn't have the pull to organize something on this
No,
scale.
looks like the internet's figured it out.
About which gang they're shooting at.
Then who called them in?
Dude had the
I'll worry about
like
that when I'm not
I
being
made a
shot
comment on his in the live stream. It's like, cause he had another woman in the background, another girl in the background. I go,
another assistant.
Yeah, nothing to do with assistant. I'm like, your new your Rucka Ollie and sex change. He's pretty hot now. he's like Blood Commander. That's not funny. Like, yeah, motherfucker, kind of was, but more clever than you came up with. You fucking man.
These guys, they're all over
It looks like it's not just us they're after.
But he wins, right? Because we're talking about him.
Thanks, Shawnee. We'll be
Probably.
back soon.
Yeah.
Sure, why
Oh, we
not?
spend all our time thinking about him. Oh, he totally won, right?
Dude, he doesn't understand the concept of how a low-cal works. A low-cal works because we get to milk him for that.
It's like we talk about him for minutes. Talk about it for like 5 minutes, and then we got off of Woody Harrelson and Cheers, and now we're talking about him, and then we're gonna move on to a different topic.
Yeah.
Because that's how it works.
He doesn't understand how low-cal.
I like this. I love the whole overreaction to Jesse. Like everyone's like, "Oh, you're just feeding into him. This is what he wants. You give him an attention." I'm like, "So what if you give him fucking attention?"
It's not the kind
Attention.
he wants.
And you're also hurting him. Like, you know, like this whole thing of like, "Oh, don't do that. If you do that, he wins." Like, fuck you. Like,
I initially felt that way.
he's
basically getting rocks thrown at him and calling it attention. Okay.
my is actually like it's kind of like you can game that system. If somebody says, "Oh, don't react to him. He's just giving him attention." You can have that happen to you. Be like, "Oh, this is happening," and you can use it to your advantage. You'd be like, "I'm just going to do all this stuff, and everybody will let me get away with it because everybody doesn't want to feed the troll."
Yeah.
Or you can actually use it to your advantage.
He doesn't understand how lolcows work, and I'm pretty sure it's a pretty serious blow to his ego if he figures out that he is one.
Now it's a draw.
We've been made into one, and honestly, like I don't think it's just. I don't think it's just like the whole the podcast and Dick Masterson has done it. I think that it kind of was coming his way anyway. It's kind of something that was inevitable because of its shitty attitude. So you guys were talking about Superman not being fun to watch at all, and I kind of agree. I don't like.
Hold on. Miss Pussy Liqueur says he feeds on attention. He considers it a delicacy along with cock.
Yeah, it's a good pairing, you know.
Oh man.
It's a really good pairing.
This attention would be paired nicely with a 7 1/4 inch chub.
He wants the filet mignon.
Filet mignon. Go because that's clever.
Do you want to go both in one plane or two different?
Both in
planes?
one.
Okay.
Lazy. I like the idea of a co-op game where you don't have to do anything.
you're just hanging out.
I'm just always in the passenger seat, and I occasionally. Actually, there are games that have done that.
Damn it!
I like the idea of a battlefield or something where the guy in the cockpit is an actual EWAR guy. He can actually do like intercept. That'd be kind of cool. Like I don't know what they do. Like I'm a big fan of flight simulators, but I always like the idea of being able to actually play an EWAR position where you can like send out like fucking wild weasels and actually do something in the co-pilot seat.
Thing's almost done. Better get a new one.
There was this game for the N64 called Jet Force Gemini. Play co-op games with my dad, but he's like, my dad was a gamer, but he only liked arcadey games. Like he wanted pure experiences like Tetris and Pac-Man and shit. But there was this game Jet Force Gemini where there was a co-op mode, but you just play as a turret drone that hovers around the character and you just shoot stuff on screen.
That's kind of fun.
This is cool. I don't have to like do any of the stupid shit that you're doing, like trying to find the key or listen to the stupid story. I just kind of point at things and shoot them. So while I'm playing this adventure game, he gets to play a shooting gallery game, which is the kind of games that he's into.
Get out of the plane.
Get out, Steve. Get out.
Oh man.
My dad, he got us I'm the product of a divorced parent, so like my dad lived at my grandpa's place for a long time, and he bought a Sega Genesis, and he actually figured out how to beat Sonic the Hedgehog second too before I did. Then like he showed me how to beat it, and like it was like whenever we're stuck on like the Flying Fortress, and like then he goes and beats it. Like how the hell did you know that? Like I don't want to talk about it. Motherfucker.
Wait, are you not in this plane? Are you in your own plane?
On my own plane.
Oh, that's weird.
No, apparently Maddox has a new goddamn like secretary, whatever. And
All right, good to go now.
An additional secretary?
yes, the secondary secretary.
I'm so glad it's not my job to know things about him because I do not fucking follow him at all.
It's not
Check his
fun.
Twitter
It's
to
not
see if he's
great.
blocked me, and that's it.
Whoa, that was dangerously close to killing each other.
You're not missing out on much. He's a failure as a human.
I'm going to the
He hasn't
one on
blocked
the
me yet.
left.
Like, I'm pretty sure Madcock here is making more money per capita every year. He claims more on his taxes than Maddox is. Because Maddox probably has to write off his toothpaste as a business expense. Terrible.
Why are you shooting me? Stop.
Find them and destroy those.
Is that
On
you?
the ground?
No, that's not you.
I was like, unless you're in a tank, I'm not
Oh
shooting at
shit,
you.
I just jumped out of my... Fuck! I just hit the wrong button and jumped out of my fucking plane. Oh, that's embarrassing. That's on me, guys.
You know what the sad part is? I like being in this jet plane so much that the game.
Oh god, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die real bad. Yeah, I'm in need of revival on the floor.
Here I come. Here I come. I'm gonna rescue you.
Just jump out of your plane and see what happens.
I'm doing a landing. Fuck it, I don't have enough time. I'm jumping out. Open parachute. Here I come.
Oh my god!
Hit me.
Oh my god! Oh!
Oh!
You're so close.
Was there at any point did you feel the need to inform me that your dead body was surrounded by a fucking rape festival?
How did
of
I
late-
die? I accidentally jumped out of my plane and ran into a rape festival, buddy.
Now I know how Sean sleeps at night.
I thought I was just like you just got hit by somebody's grandma, and I was coming to pick you up off the floor.
No, I was getting my ass handed to me. I was trying to run to find a new plane.
I come in and it's like fucking laser show, Starlight Express.
This podcast is brought to you by Gold Bond Medicated Powder. Definitely the best medicated. Oh.
Brought to you by Gold Bond Medicated Powder, the thing that literally every adult male will recommend to you at some point in their lives.
Pretty much.
Every
You don't have it when you're not an adult yet.
12 times a year, someone's gonna say like, "Yeah, man, I had all these problems. Gold Bond and fixed it."
It's like the robo testing for adults.
Best reputation of any product I've ever seen. Like everybody's like, "Yeah, that changed my fucking life."
Pretty much.
Every time I wake up.
Gotta dust them nuts. Gotta candy coat them motherfuckers.
Don't use the foot powder on your nuts though.
Don't do that.
That is a very. If you have experienced like menthol trauma to your nads.
Like, oh no, man! Feels like my dick feels like a fucking goddamn wintergreen forest.
Yeah, genitals are not designed to handle that kind of
Suck my
sensation.
dick in a bunch of scope.
Like those gum commercials, like icebreakers, when somebody puts the gum in their mouth and they turn into fucking
I jammed a
Iceman.
bunch of Mentos down my pee hole.
That was some serious war type shit, Gaffo said.
You know what I'm talking about? Like those gum commercials where they put the gum in their mouth and like the
and then they can blow ice on the cab that they're in. Yeah.
Imagine that, but on your dick. You shove the Mentos down your pants, and then there's like this sheet of ice that just swaths around behind you.
So
I would like to have like ice penis breath. That would be awesome.
Matt Cook, you said you really liked the Killing Joke. Did you see? I don't know if I heard you tell me. Did you see the animated The Killing Joke?
Yeah, it was horseshit. Like they
It was
tacked
pretty
on that
crappy.
35-minute long thing about Barbara Gordon at the beginning to make us feel that she was like, I don't know, it had more stakes, but it's like they had sex for no fucking reason. And
Yeah, what was
that
that all
segment of
about?
the story ends, and then it starts where the Killing Joke actually starts. It's like, great. So you literally just pasted that on the front of this movie.
Pretty much.
And they added a bunch of stuff, and they changed some stuff that didn't work for me. I didn't think it was that good.
The whole idea was they built up they built up Bruce Wayne to be an emotionally invested person to Barbara, and they basically took away from the fact that Commissioner Gordon was like the one that really got affected by that. It was intense. It took away from the fact that he couldn't protect even the person he relies on the most. That ruined a really. I'm a bit of a Batman fan myself, so I completely think that. Honestly, like, the only that's only really important for me was the fact that they used Mark Hamill as the voice, because I have a personal reason why I like Mark Hamill.
Because he gave you a hand job once.
No, my buddy, because I can actually do his voice.
He gave you a Hamill job.
Hamill job.
He gave me a Luke Skywalker. He's the
Steelport airspace.
Oleg, you all right down there?
Yes. Thank you for the help.
Skywalker impression. Sounds just like him.
We're trying to keep a low profile here. We can't go speeding through the streets.
Well, they got an AWACS plane flying with a lot of escorts.
Never read The Killing Joke because I don't fucking read comic books, but I guess people had a problem with the fact that man had a romance. Is there something wrong with that?
It was not so much that they had the romance, because it's alluded to that they had a romance in Batman Beyond, but the issue is that that whole sequence feels very tacked on to the front of the movie, and I don't know, I feel like it dehumanizes Barbara and makes her more of an object and less of a effective crime fighter on her own right.
Well,
because to me, you say Batman and Batgirl having sex, I'm like, I'm listening.
in their bat suits. No, because
how is that not hot?
Is that they make her like she's got this vendetta against this guy that got a one up on her, and I don't know. It's very poorly written and makes her seem like more of a liability and not like an effective crime fighter.
It lessens her as a character. It's like, oh, she's codependent upon the Batman to do her job, and then the tragedy of the whole issue is lessened because in order for them to understand how terrible it was, it's like, oh, and he had to have a romantical interlocking there with the Batman. In order for you to understand how terrible the whole thing is with Joker, like paralyzing her for the vampire. Yeah, terrible.
How do you feel about switching gears to Streets of Rogue for a little bit?
Yeah, we can do that.
That'd be kind of fun. I want to see how this game plays. I guess it's multiplayer, and maybe I can hop in one of these days. I don't know. I'm kind of getting over the fact that every time I buy a game to do multiplayer, And then we play it for like a couple of days, and I end up spending like $20, and I get like 4 hours worth of entertainment out of it. Really
It's your
sad.
fault.
Yeah, it really is.
Stop getting
Victoria.
handjobs from Mark Hamill. I liked Batman Beyond Death Return of the Joker. That was a pretty good animated movie. I liked the whole Batman Beyond series. It had a really cool take on cyberpunk. And I like the idea of the older, wiser Batman kind of handing down his knowledge to a young protege.
I watched part of it, and I wish I paid more. I have been so busy, I haven't had a chance to watch all of it, but I have it all downloaded, so I need to get on the wagon, and I like Batman, so.
How do you feel about Mask of the Phantasm?
That's an incredible movie.
It's a great movie. I'll fight you.
Super good.
I'll fight anyone who says anyways. It's a good movie. Even on a standalone deal, it's really good. I mean, what is there to argue there?
I remember I had the VHS tape of it. Remember how they had the clamshell cases in the VHS?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Those and they open up.
Yeah,
I had a Mask of the Phantasm like that.
That's pretty cool. I keep that. If you still have it, keep it.
I don't.
Oh.
I don't know if I don't know if there's any VHS tapes that are worth anything. I think people just kind of treat them like dog shit now.
I have a buddy of mine who sells like VHSs and like cassettes and stuff. He does a lot of the he's actually the guy who I connected with Dick about getting a venue in Portland. He's the guy. He has a side business on top of his DJing, where he buys and sells cassettes and VHSs on eBay, and he makes like almost $200,000 a year doing that. He is fucking on the ball with that shit. He also has other jobs too, but yeah, he makes pretty good living doing that. So we can't. I mean, there is a market, but you have to be aggressive in doing it to do that. But I think it's cool because he like came back and he did like a fucking memorial tour or did a memorial thing at Paisley Park where Prince used to record a lot of his music. He did that like recently. It was kind of fun. I saw him on like Portland Today or whatever. He was on the show there doing that. And it was kind of cool to see my buddy doing that and getting some praise from doing that. I guess he did some video DJing down there with him and stuff. It's a lot of cool, pretty cool. And he knows all about Portland. So hopefully Dick reads my my email, but I don't think he is. So whatever. At least I tried. I gave my best. I don't really care.
Except you totally care.
I kind of do. I can wash my hands on it. So if Dick does do a road rage in Portland and it sucks, it's not on me, guys. I did my part.
Are you creating the multiplayer game?
Might have to restart my fucking computer. This is all. I'm gonna reboot. Because that was really glitched. I'll still be on the chat though, because I use a separate computer to chat. Like I said, whenever something fucks up on anything, I just reboot. I don't even.
Does anybody have any of the 6 of you playing have Streets of Rogue? If not, you should. It's a fun game.
Think twice about it.
What? Did you say don't think twice about it?
I said that like a minute ago.
Yeah, it I like clipped out for a second.
Yeah, something glitched.
The game is Pickle and the password is Ganges. Ganges.
Empty a bunch of pennies into your toilet?
No, we have an automatic cat feeder.
Oh, look at this guy.
Yeah.
This game kind of reminds me of Hammer Watch.
Oh man, fuck you, sleepy man. Go back to bed, you cuck. Damn you. So this game is it's an in beta thing, and basically you get there's a bunch of different classes of characters, and everybody has a special ability. So I'm playing a shapeshifter who's actually like a body snatcher, not so much a shapeshifter. So I can jump into people's bodies and then take over their powers. So the thief can pickpocket people for their stuff. So I've taken over a thief, and now I'm going to go steal everything. Because that's how I motherfucking roll.
So, who is everyone's favorite Batman villain? Everyone has to have a favorite Batman villain.
Mr. Freeze.
Mr. Freeze, you like Victor Freeze, huh?
Yeah, he's...
Brandon, you got a favorite?
Batman villains?
Yeah.
I like Poison Ivy. She's fucking crazy.
I'm
really good, well-written Poison Ivy stories where they really delve into just how insane her viewpoint is of like this hatred of humanity, like plant supremacy shit is super cool.
You like that? I like Poison Ivy myself as well, and your character development is pretty damn fun too.
Mostly for her tits.
Because she used to work for Wayne Enterprise, and then it kind of fell apart, and it went the worst way possible. So it's the case where like she caused her own biggest problem, you know.
Can't play this game. Whatever the new update they did broke it from my computer.
God,
I can't do anything on the main menu. It's just a blank screen.
Those bastards.
Click on anything.
My favorite would have to be Clayface, because I feel like he's tragic.
I really liked Clayface when I was a kid.
Because Clayface, you can probably see him in a manner where he wasn't. He was like he is an ambitious guy, and then he ended up getting mutated. And the only option he had was being Clayface and being a fucking psycho.
One of the things I liked about the Batman the Animated Series is they jumped right out of the gate with Man-Bat as their first villain.
Did. Batman, they did do that. It was really fun. Man-Bat was a good
Which
one.
is supposed to be, you would think that would be like a jokey thing that they would throw in later.
I like how they, with the aesthetics and everything, they kept with the machine guns and everything. They actually had guns. The bad guys had guns, and Batman had to deal with the guns. He beat the shit out of them with jiu-jitsu and batarangs and stuff, and they kept the machine guns. There wasn't none of them had like knives and shit, which was bullshit.
Or lasers,
Lasers, yeah. No, they had machine guns. They had Tommy guns. They had modern Tommy guns, I guess. But yeah, they still had guns. The bad guys had guns.
I love the design of the animated series because it's like that timeless
Art Deco.
The Art Deco styling it's timeless.
But then it also meets like this futuristic technology, which is very cool.
Yeah, it kind of had a side. It kind of had the stylings of Art Deco stayed with it, but it also had a little bit of high tech to it. Like technology. It was like Bioshock kind of. You got mind control in there with fucking
Fuck you,
Zeppelin.
science man.
Speaking of guns, well, you're not going to see guns in anything anymore. They're working on taking all that shit out. The left wants all fucking guns taken out of.
Well, when I was a kid, they had all of G.I. Joe had laser guns, and it's fine. The same concept worked pretty well. I don't see how, like, with Batman being a film noir like it was in the animated series, they took it pretty seriously. But Warner Brothers, they really wanted to make something they were proud of, and quite frankly, I don't think a lot of, even in anime stuff, aren't people they're making shit that people aren't proud of anymore. So
Every bit of media. Well, I mean, I tell you what, if this shit continues, like there's not going to be another fucking Call of Duty because you're just not going to have. You're not going to be allowed to have guns in video games. And then what are you going to have?
I'm looking forward to the new Call of Duty where it's they're going back to doing World War II based video games. They kind of went away from it. They're kind of not cool anymore to make World War II based games, but they really haven't.
Look, the whole World War II thing, they had to move away from World War II because there wasn't just Call of Duty. There was Medal of Honor. There was a time when there were way too many fucking World War II games. And that's why Call of Duty moved away from that, because people were getting fucking burned out. And I remember the burnout. I was burned out on those games, and everybody else was. And that's why Modern Warfare came out and reinvigorated the franchise, and they made a shit ton of money because it was the right thing to do. Because they completely went overboard with World War II games.
Yeah,
at a certain, at the turn of the century.
Agree on that. I think that it's cool that they're making a new World War II based game, and it's gonna be something different. I'm cool with that. I'm probably gonna buy that for the Xbox and play it, because I bought Battlefield 1 and I didn't play any of it. I'm kind of learning more and more about World War One, because I know quite a bit about World War II, but that's simply because it's kind of it was an easy thing to learn about. You have like a bad group and you had a good group, and with World War One, it's pretty convoluted. There's a whole lot of story there to go with the whole development process.
I don't know what that guy does, but he needed a bodyguard for something, so I figured he should just die. Those are my morals in this game. Just kill everyone. These fucking people ran me out when I was a thief, so this guy's gotta die.
This game is going to be awesome in like a year.
So, Brandon, what do you think of the new Factorio? You've been playing it for a bit. What do you think about it?
Completely different game.
Completely different game?
Yeah, it's one of those. It was the problem with Factorio was out on all the research, and then you're like, okay, well, I got to build the rocket, and then you build the rocket, it's like you win, and you're like, it wasn't supposed to be that. Factorio is a better game when it's just infinite. It's based on like you designing and optimizing things, and the fact that there actually shouldn't be a goal to it.
So you were
better
kind of
idea
hoping for a Minecraft feel to it, where like it doesn't matter
it's a world that you live in, but it's also a world that's, because you're designing factories, and now it's a game where you have infinite research, and you can endlessly upgrade yourself in certain ways, and as you keep upgrading yourself, the requirements get higher and higher. So you're sprawling out on the map and extending yourself and making bigger and bigger factories to meet your increasing demands to research technology. And your factories get more and more complicated. And that is a much better game than, oh, well, you're just trying to build a rocket as fast as you can and then you win. It shouldn't be a win scenario kind of game. Because you want to sit back and be like, oh, well, how can I do this better? How can I? Because it's a game where you're developing things, and you're developing ways of solving problems. Circuit
I
networks with logic, and it shouldn't
I
be a
played the
game where
game and I really like it, but like I like when it comes to like complicated structural, like I don't know, I get overwhelmed by it. It can be pretty overwhelming.
the only problem with that game is like it's embarrassing how much time I've spent on it. I mean,
No,
I'm not even going to tell you how many hours I spent playing that game, but
you shouldn't be
I don't
embarrassed.
even think you have the free time to play that game. Like
No, I
it's time
don't. That's
consuming.
why I don't want to. I don't play it. Like, I want to try out the new nuclear, like power plant. Like, but I
It
don't
it eats up your time because it's such a good game, and it's like it scratches the itch of like programming and problem solving, engineering. You know, it's a really good game.
I
But
think the first thing I noticed with that game was the fucking down. Like the game had a trait to it that I really liked was the petrochemical side of it, where like you can actually see like the breakdown of various like downstream chemicals would have like a byproduct. You'd use the byproduct elsewhere, and I like that. I really did. That's kind of fun. Hell yeah, you can actually make fertilizer with this game. Oh yeah, and I think that they should have. I think that the game needed like farming, actual farming.
I know what we could do. We could do flight. We could do golf with your friends.
Is that a game?
Yeah, it's called Golf with Your Friends.
It's 4 in the morning here, so I think I'm just gonna call the stream a night and then get some sleep so I can run errands tomorrow.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing too. It's been these streams go so
3
fast.
hours ago. Started
Yeah.
3 hours.
So thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for watching, Twitch people. If there are any of you left, which I kind of doubt that there are.
Yeah, I enjoyed hearing putting my play in there.
Happy B-Day. Yeah, thanks, Miss Pussy Liquor. That goes for everybody on this.
Happy birthday! I hope you guys have a good birthday anyway. If I don't talk to you between then.
Yeah. Oh, you probably will. I'll be around tomorrow night.
Yeah. My birthday's on the 11th, so I'm not too far off from you.
So, all right, guys. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you next time. And
Hopefully.
until next time, I'm Mad Cucks.